All right, dude, we're here. What's up, everybody? It's just me. I'm the lone man down here in Austin so far. I'm like Matt Damon in The Martian, dude. It's just me and my well, I have my family's here, but it's been cool. I'm here with Josh. Is it Cabaza or Cabeza?
Cabaza, you nailed it.
Bro.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Of course. Dude, by the way, happy month.
Thank you. I appreciate
Happy
it.
Hispanic Heritage Month, dude.
I completely forgot about that. I had no idea what you were talking about.
Target's fucking popping right now, dude. There's so much sick gear at Target that I'm like, all right. It's taking everything in me not to come decked out.
Yeah, I go to Fiesta here a lot, so it's like that all year round.
Really? With the gear?
Yeah.
You should have told me, bro. You should not have told me.
That's the best place to get like a half chicken with rice and beans for like $7.99.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Target? Did you see the fucking gear at Target, though?
Mm-mm.
It's a Hispanic Heritage Month, so now they have like, you guys made it, dude. When did they start that? Was that always been a thing? I feel like that's recent.
I think it's been a thing, but we don't get a full, it's like a half September, half October.
They don't give you the end of, what?
Yeah. It's half September, half October. It's weird though.
So they cut you off right before Muertos? That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
I think they try to start it on this 16th of September is when they try to start it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So they give you like the middle of the 2 half months?
Yeah. See, Friday, September 15th to Sunday, October
The fuck is that?
15th.
That's bullshit.
I like it.
But why does it span? Like, what's the? I don't know, man. It's such a. I was thinking about this on the way over too. I didn't want to go all like radio on you and slam us on you, but it's like, it is a weird thing to give people. Just be like, especially if people who are like, yo, I'm like, we're fucked, and be like, here's a month, dude, and you're like, thanks, man. Like, what do I do with it? It's like, yeah, it's a month, dude. It's yours.
I think it's a good way to appease the people who you think are lower than you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's just like we gave you a month, and it's like, what do I do with this? They're like, well, it's nothing. It's not even like building a statue. It's just like we're giving you a abstract idea.
Yeah.
This is your month.
Well, the reason they do it half and half is because, like I said, the September 16th, and then the fact celebrating started out as Hispanic. It started off as a week. So first we got a week, then we got better, and they're like, we're gonna give you a month. So I appreciate it to the deep state. Thank you for giving us a month. I really enjoy that.
Yeah, it also might be. It's probably something to keep people fighting too. Because it's like they gave Gay Sex Month is June. It's all of June, right?
I wouldn't know, but I'm happy for them.
I'm gonna pause myself. I know exactly when it is. It's June. It's June. It's definitely June. Black History Month, February.
Yes.
I think that was a clear attack.
I didn't know about Black History Month until like maybe 6th grade.
Really?
Yeah, I grew up on a border town. And so like we didn't get MLK Day off or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh shoot, there's a whole month.
Yeah. True. I walked into Juarez one time. I didn't know anything about like.
What year?
It would have been like 2008.
Oh yeah, that's like one of the worst years you can go.
Didn't know. I was like, because I was working in, I think Albuquerque. No, I think it was Albuquerque. That's what I think of borders. And I was working in Albuquerque, and my boss was like, yeah, dude, like I'm going to do meetings for the day. Just like take the afternoon. You can like walk right into Mexico if you want. And I was like, hell yeah, because you used to be able to just walk back and forth.
Yeah.
So I was like, nice. I'm gonna take a little, gander through here. And I walked in. I'm looking around, and I was like, this is kind of fucked, dude. I was like, what the hell is going on? I was like, I don't know, maybe it's just a little different. I was walking around, and they had like a little plaza, and then there was like these rows of bars, and like no drogas, pistolas, and I know enough Spanish to read. And I'm like, at least they're being safe about like guns and drugs and these establishments.
No, if you smoke weed there, they'll arrest you quickly.
They'll fuck you up, yeah.
Yeah, especially around that time.
Yeah, a guy came to my aid. I was walking down like deeper and deeper into it, and a dude came and was like, Senor, no. He's like, that's the red zone, dude. Get out of here. And he took me into like the plaza, and I was like, all right, thanks, bro.
Yeah, they'll kidnap you real quick.
Oh yeah, I was a walking duck, dude. I was just walking around being like, wow.
I'm happy
so different
that I got to enjoy like the last few years of border town nightclubs, which is like 2000 to 2004 was like the peak.
Oh no.
Right? And it was like Sodom and Gomorrah for children.
Really?
Yeah.
Was like 18 to enter, 21 to drink situation?
It was like you can be 12 and enter. You know what I mean? Yeah. And
so you could just hit the club at 12?
Yeah. So I was going at 16, but I had friends that were there. They were 13, 14 years old, right? And we'd all get our money together, and we'd buy a bottle
of Mountain Dew
of Buchanan's.
What?
Yeah, so the drink
is that
was,
whiskey?
It's Irish liqueur, I think.
Oh my god!
But I didn't
dude.
know that. We all called it bucanas.
Yeah.
And so we order bucanas and Sprite. And we drink that all night, and we get a VIP table for $100, and we each put in $10.
Is it not open anymore?
No. The place was called Frida's,
Mm-hmm.
and then they had the new one called Alaskan, which we all liked because it was so hot, and they'd blow cold air through the floor and stuff.
Fuck, dude.
Which was gross because the floor is disgusting.
Yeah.
So everybody's just getting sick, and then people started getting kidnapped and shot. So we're like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't go anymore.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Those places are weird where it's like 18 to enter, 21 to party. It's like, dude.
What was
or 21 to drink, 18 to party, 21 to drink.
Well, no, you didn't. It doesn't matter the age. Anybody could drink in there.
Yeah.
What was weird was we'd be 15, 16 years old, and we'd go in as a group, and then you'd have these 35-year-old little Mexican men holding flowers in their best suit, and they're trying to get into the club, and they won't let them enter. Right?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah, exactly. But there was a lot of people who graduated like in the 90s that were there. That it's like, obviously, you're 28, you're partying with 15-year-olds in Mexico, which is legal.
It's legal, but it has to be frowned upon. It has to be like, dude, what the fuck?
No, we thought they were the coolest.
Really?
Yeah. Like the girl that I took to prom, I
was married. It's like a 40-year-old.
She was dating a drug dealer.
No.
Yeah. And like it was weird because after prom we went to go pick him up, and then I had to drive them to South Padre Island, and they're in the back making out, and I'm
your prom date?
Yeah. Because I was like in love with her.
Yeah, true.
And then, but he was cool. He bought me my own hotel room, so that was.
Did he?
Yeah, that's very nice
you
of
can
him.
Go beat off in here.
Yeah, so I can hear him fuck my prom date in the next room.
Damn, dude, how old was this guy?
She was 18, so
okay.
He must have been 24, 25.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. And you knew the whole time. She's like, I have a boyfriend.
I knew that it was, I don't know what it was. I mean, first of all, I in my head, I was like, I'm in love with this girl, right? But she just had really big titties and a pretty face.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
But apparently later I found out that he was at their parents' house saying he was gonna fuck me up if I like touched her at all, because he knew like I had a crush on her and shit.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But I'm like this skinny kid, and he's like this older dude. It was weird.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
But he was just like, he gave you his blood. You asked basically for her hand in prom.
No. She asked me to prom.
What?
Yeah.
She was trying to get you fucking killed, dude. This is fucking femme fatale, dude.
She couldn't take him to prom. He wanted to go to prom with her.
Oh, but he couldn't go.
And yeah, they're like, there's no way you're taking a 20-something-year-old to fucking prom. And so she's like, well, I'll take this dude because I know that he ain't going to try shit.
Yeah.
And I looked good in a suit. So
true. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. I got my aunt's Nissan Maxima, and I thought I was the shit. And I was like, this is the night I take her.
You thought you were going to show her what's up. Like, this is the night.
Yeah.
Did you ever give her one of those talks like, you shouldn't be hanging out with him, he's bad news, or was it just like all business?
No, I was fucking, it was worse than that, because it was just like types of things that were, I'm trying to bring up arguments that they can have later. I'm like planting seeds, and I'm playing the best friend role. I'm a piece of shit.
No, I mean, dude, it's, took two to tango. Someone had to do that.
But I could have taken, like, there was this hot Brazilian girl who wanted to go to prom with me, and I was like, nah, I don't want her. I don't know, and I went with this girl, and I'm a fucking idiot,
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I don't, till this day, I'm like, I'm fucking dumb. That's the stupidest shit ever.
Nah, that happens. Is she still well and fine, or did she go to the ways of the life?
I don't really know. I'm lying. I saw her on Facebook. She's doing great. She's doing great.
Well, that's like a rite of passage, unfortunately, for high school girls, is to like date a drug dealer at some point.
Well, I think I was just like, every girl that I really liked, he dated, and it would fucking suck.
Fuck this guy, dude.
He was like, there was like two other ones. One was a track star, and I really liked her, but he was also fucking her. But I never went and told her, hey, he's cheating on you. For some reason, I knew in my head, don't fucking do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, because he'll kill you.
True.
Yeah.
Was he that? He was that like legit, or like?
No.
I was gonna say, if he was in the house, did you guys slow dance though?
No.
What?
No, we didn't do it. We took pictures.
You didn't even get like that silky dress feeling at prom?
No.
God,
No, we took
brother.
we took pictures.
Brother, I still remember it, dude. I still remember it. anything my wife wears like remotely silky, I'm always kind of like, oh my God. It's just I could, if you could just play Casey and JoJo, I could just sit there for 3 minutes and sway.
I remember John B. I remember hearing John B. I remember going out to eat and she was angry the whole time because, and I ruined at the beginning because she walked in and she was one of those that didn't need makeup, was pretty already, but whoever put the makeup on her caked that shit on.
Yeah.
And when she walked in, I went, ooh, who did your makeup?
Oh,
That was the first fucking thing I said to her.
Yeah, at one point to the bad boy.
Well, I was also kind of mad because knowing that nothing's going to come of this.
True, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I was being a little passive aggressive.
That's fair. That's actually fair. I got sick on my prom. I had a fever, and I still, unfortunately, was trying to be like, can I just please get a hand job? I don't feel well. I don't feel well, please. No. I was like, I just went home, and I was like, that sucked.
In the limo?
No, we weren't even in a limo. I think I just drove. I just drove with a fever. I took like way over the recommended amount of Advil or whatever it was to like try to like tamper it down.
Yeah.
So that I could hopefully, bust. And I just was so sick and my head was spinning and I was just like the whole night I felt terrible.
What sucked was my best friend, I wanted to go like with our dates together and they couldn't because my date and her friends fucking hated his date. So he had to go separately, right?
Yeah.
And I remember that next day, he was like, hey, can you give me a ride home? I was like, where's your date? And he's like, man, she let me for a dude on the beach.
Jesus, man.
And I remember being like, you're a fucking loser, bro.
Like, dude, I got a room, man.
You're a loser. Yeah.
There was a dude on the beach?
There was a dude.
That's seductive, though, as well. You guys were up against, like, the sexiest dudes in the world.
No, we're just two mama's boys. Like, we were just sheltered kids.
Yeah.
And these are horny valley girls because we lived on a border town. The South Padre Islands where we were. And, yeah, we just didn't.
So you lived on the island off of...
No, we lived in a small town called Westlaco, which is like 5 minutes from the border.
Gotcha, yeah.
And so the place to go was South Padre Island, the beach, which is like 45 minutes away.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited we're so close to Mexico. I was from Philadelphia, so it's nice that it's like right there. I was telling my wife, I was like, holy shit, dude, we're like right there.
It's not really that good right now.
I know. That's what, My mom actually talked her out of going. She was going to go down there. My mom's like watching Fox News all the time. She was just like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. And she was like, yeah, my friends went there, so you probably could be fine. But yeah, I went to Brazil and got robbed twice, so I'm kind of like,
oh, shit.
Yeah. Well, no, I got robbed, once in Brazil, but I got robbed multiple times in Philadelphia. But yeah, you can get fucked up down there, dude. That's what it's like, you never know.
There's safe places to go. Like,
yeah.
If you go to like the touristy areas and you stay in that tourist area.
I can't help it though, dude. I always look and I'm like, I'm fine. And then I don't pay any attention.
The problem is though, the cops can get you too.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. They'll pull you over, say you did something, trumped up charges, and then charge you right there.
And you got to pay. They just want the payout.
Yeah. Just give them, like, you pay your ticket right there.
That's kind of cool. I could get into that though. Of like doing the whole shakedown and being like, all right, boys. You feel kind of cool to be able to bribe cops.
Well, I
can't do that. In America, you need like way more money to bribe cops.
Or, just know the right people. You know what I mean?
True.
If you have a Freemason sticker on your car or something.
For real, does that work?
I don't know.
Fuck, I gotta get one.
I just see it on cars and I'm like, I guess so.
I think it is. My wife was a cop for a while. So she for a couple of years. So I had the cop sticker on my car. It might still be on there. I think it works. I one time blew a stop sign. It was like an accident. I just didn't see it. And I like blew it and hit my brakes in the middle of the intersection. And I saw a cop behind me and he pulled up on me. And he just I think he was just reading my plates and was like, oh, fuck it, he's fine.
Yeah.
They do work.
Do you have like a sticker, like a blue line?
FOP? No. FOP medallion. I think that's probably double protection. If you hit them with like the ideological, like I love cops.
Yeah.
Now I will say this, now that my wife was a cop, because my family was kind of like meh on cops, as they all like were driving trucks, and that's a natural enemy, cops and truck drivers, because cops crush truck drivers.
I know that.
They hit them with fines. Yeah, it's the same thing. They just like wait and they're like, oh man, your chains should be this way or that way. They're like, that's $5,000. It's a huge revenue stream for townships.
Yeah,
to just like crush truckers.
How is it in Philadelphia? Because at the end of the month, you just see everybody being pulled over. You know what I
with
mean?
the quota.
Yeah.
They claim, and this is from directly inside. They claim there's no quota, but there is what they call activity. There's activity logs, and they do pay attention to how much activity you have. So there's not like a direct quota, but there's like indirect incentives to like increase your activity. So if you don't have like any activity, they're going to be like, dude, you're telling me that there was nothing, you didn't see anything to do.
So you got to go find it at the end of the month.
Yeah, or it's just like it's not even monthly. It's just kind of something they pay attention to. Like if you're a cop and you get like a gun bust, then like they're like, hey, good job, and like everyone, they're really cognizant of that. So there's like those little jobs add up. There's like they do something, but it's not like we need you to get 30 tickets. They're just kind of like, yo, man, why don't you have any activity?
I think it depends on the town. Like if you have a town of 5,000 people and there's no tourism or it's a shit town, you need that to survive.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, exactly. That's built. They definitely need that money because there's the tax base, and then there's like what the cops are out drumming up. So yeah, they do need the money, and they set up speed traps for a reason. They got caught in New Jersey setting up the red light. Do you guys have red light cameras down here?
Yeah, but they don't send tickets or anything like that.
They just snap a pic.
Yeah, they snap pictures.
Like, motherfucker. Got you. No, they got caught speeding up the yellow lights so that more people would get caught in that like half a second window, ticketed, and they got busted. Someone went out and measured the yellow light. Like that's not a standard 2.5 seconds or whatever it was.
Who was out there measuring the yellow light?
Dude, I could agree. I could see it. If after your third one, you're like, I swear to God, that fucking light's not long enough. And you go out and time it, and you're like, motherfuckers.
Does that mean they'd have to give back all the money from the tickets, or it's just like, fuck you, whatever?
They're not giving it back. But they had to go out and fix it. And then some like local council person probably got disgraced.
It's weird here because Austin is the anomaly where here the rules are completely different. And then as soon as you get a little bit further north or into Buda and Kyle, it changes completely. So if you're caught with just a little bit of weed, depending on the cop, they're like, all right, we're taking you in, doing all this shit.
That's what I heard. I heard if you have in Austin, if you have like a vape cartridge, they don't like send you to jail.
They'll confiscate it. They don't give a shit, really.
Yeah, I got nervous. Because I was flying out of Texas, and I'm always I just like put it under my shoes through the airport because I didn't know if the airport would be like more strict because we were in Texas, but luckily, whatever. But I knew a guy who got caught with like a vape cartridge down here. He's like, yeah, dude, I got like booked. Like I went to jail.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks.
It depends on the cop and it depends on how small of a town and where you're at. Because they even had it where like this guy had brownies and they weighed the glass with the brownies. Yeah, man. I don't know if that's folklore.
No. I knew that happened to someone I know at a festival. They made brownies and they got charged with the possession of 5 pounds of marijuana. And it was like, dude, you couldn't get a lawyer to fight that. Like, no. I'm like, I could have argued that.
It's weird. Like the cops really don't give a shit because there's this place right here where the old studio was. It's called 5th and a Half. And it's right, where Vulcan's at?
Yeah.
So the next building over behind it, where they're doing construction, that's where they do all their drugs. Like they sell drugs. They do like heroin, crack, whatever.
Who does? Just everybody?
Well, mostly homeless people.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So there's like a building they can do drugs in and stuff.
Yeah, in fact, for South,
is it vacant or is it like someone kind of like running like a weird?
Well, they've walked horses through there to like get everybody out before, but everybody just comes back to 5th and a Half. In fact, for South by, I remember watching them clean like with Dawn. They putting Dawn on the street and they're scrubbing and cleaning and everything because they're getting ready for their South by.
Oh yeah.
And so now there's construction there. And the alleyway is only about like 3 feet wide. It's still packed all the way through.
Damn, the homeless here is pretty bad, isn't it?
Because there's a homeless shelter right not too
right
far.
on 6th Street, yeah, wherever that is, right around there.
It
just seemed thick. The first time I came to Austin, it was like, damn, it's thick. But I was in that area, right, of like the Creek and Cave and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a super thick home. So it's not that bad, you're saying, compared to like...
Not as bad anymore. Also, I've been down here for 1.5 years.
Yeah.
And so you get to know them. You know what I mean?
True.
And so there's like 3 of them that I will never give money to ever.
Heard that.
And then there's other people where whenever I see them, like, you want water? You want... Because I've seen them like stick up for people. I've seen like crazy at like this poor crackhead got punted in the face.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
He was trying to sell crack on somebody else's.
Yeah, true. They kicked him.
They kicked him right in the head. There's a lady in the diaper who plucks out her hair, and I've seen the progression of when she was out here, she looked 24, and now she looks like 40.
Oh man.
Yeah. Great tits though. Great
Really?
tits.
Still?
Yeah. Still has great tits.
Fuck, that's awesome.
Yeah. The face went to shit, but the tits.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I want to. Yeah, that'd be nice to start a foundation. Just save like homeless ladies. Like you see the young, beautiful homeless ladies that like it'd be nice to set up a thing of like hit them with some like Botox, keep them hot, preserve them, preserve their beauty.
She's very well tanned, like because she's naked most of the time except a diaper, and she fills that diaper up.
God damn! Don't tell me that.
Yeah, she fills that diaper up.
Really?
Yeah.
You're telling fill it out, or she fills it up?
No,
like,
she fills it up with shit.
She
and piss.
uses it.
Yeah,
Okay.
she uses it. She uses
That's
it.
responsible. At least I saw a lady piss on a bus stop bench. She pulled her pants down, like just recently pissed on it, then stood up and like wiped herself politely, and then like threw the trash away. And it was kind of like, dude, you're so close, dude. You're so close.
Don't give a shit.
You're so close. All you had to do was find a bathroom.
The one on 6th Street that I used to have my studio at, there was a lady, I don't know why, but my front door was where she wanted to masturbate constantly. Yeah, at least twice a month.
I'm sorry to hear that, dude. It's gotta be difficult.
She was not a pretty lady.
I know, but
she was not a pretty lady.
But still, of all the things that could potentially be done, there's like my friend had a driveway where people would like shit in it constantly.
Yeah.
All that stuff. But yeah, people would fuck in there as well. And it's like, he's got the camera and it's pretty awkward to watch, actually.
It was like,
it's always very fast too.
Yeah. It was like, well, they got shit to do.
True.
It was like Night of the Living Dead when I first came here. I would try to blend in and I'd put up my hoodie and I had my backpack and I'd walk, and nobody would fuck with me. Right. And then, and I was there constantly. So they just thought, oh, he's just another vagrant here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, I would try to blend in because 10 o'clock in the morning, they're up and they're looking for their shit.
Yeah.
There was one that I did make a kind of a connection with. Not a connection, but I heard him where he was shouting about the water wars of 2032.
Really?
Yeah, he's shouting.
I do like to hear when they go super futuristic. I like to sit down and talk to them because they might know.
He was like, I'm telling them.
2032 is the water wars?
2032, I'm telling them. He's shouting in the sky. And I looked at him and I was like, I hear you, bro. And he was like, he was so happy that somebody fucking heard him.
Well, so that lady, is she still come back to masturbate, or like, is that like, what do you do?
No, well, because I'm on this side now on 5th Street, so I don't have that issue anymore. Also, there's a new city ordinance, so a lot of them
no masturbating outside.
Well, that's one of them. That's one of them. The scary one is the dudes who start jacking off on the street, which I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah,
there was a family coming down, and I had just passed him, and they had little kids, and I didn't know how to tell them, don't go that way.
Yeah, this guy's jerking off.
This guy's jerking off.
They're going to think you're all
yeah, they think I'm the weirdo. And then my friend's voice popped in my head and goes, that's none of your business. And I was like, you're right. And I just kept walking.
Yeah, true. But it's a nice thing to stop, to be like, yo, there's a guy down there. You can whisper it to the mom. You can be like, there's a guy fucking jerking off down there.
Well,
excuse me, ma'am.
Well, in my head,
I gotta talk to your mother right now. Excuse me. There's a man with his penis out. It's hard as fuck, and he's about to come. He's so close to coming. Be careful.
By the time you get there, he's gonna climax. I promise you.
He's gonna see you. And he's gonna fucking jizz, dude. Be careful.
Well, it also freaks me out. Like, what the fuck are you doing taking your kids to 6th Street? You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah. My mother-in-law came here, and the Uber driver's like, "You should go down to 6th Street." And I was like, "What? Like, no, it's not. Don't go down there."
Maybe if you're gonna go to Voodoo Donuts, go to Voodoo Donuts, get your donut, and get the fuck out of there. But don't take it, especially during the day like that. People think, oh, at night that's when it's dangerous. No. At night there's DPS all across the street. There's cops everywhere. During the day there ain't nobody out there.
Yeah, it's just the bros.
Yeah, doing drugs and masturbating on the street. So yeah, don't take your kids out there.
Just jerking off and getting high. You know, that's the weird thing too. It's like, all right, so like, people are always like, we got to give them houses. It's like, go ahead. Who's gonna? You gonna clean it? Well, it's gonna be pretty fucking gnarly.
They a lot of them moved back out to like the wilderness.
Really?
Yeah, because when it was 2021, when things were first opening up here in Austin, and it was so weird because I'm in a wine bar right on 6th Street, and then under the bridge, it's just encampments, like all the bridges, just tents everywhere, right? Yeah. Everybody's setting up. And then the windows open, and you can see right behind you all the homeless people.
From the wine bar?
From the wine bar, right? And then
should have told the guy, like, can you block that?
I told him, I started yelling at him saying, this is what's called a K-shaped recovery right here. This and that. Then I kept doing that, and they were just like, they start turning.
Wait, what did you say? K-shaped recovery?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So it's like the rich people after the pandemic went up and poor people just kept getting poor.
Yeah, true.
So it's a K-shaped recovery.
True.
I heard it on YouTube.
Yeah, how does that happen? I always hear that. There was like 40 new billionaires made during the thing and poor people got poorer and it's like.
If you have assets.
Yeah.
If you don't have assets, then you just got poor because your money got devalued.
Oh, that's what it is. And then if you had assets, I still don't know. I have no idea how any of that shit works. Like if you have assets, your assets go up, but the money gets devalued.
Well, your assets aren't really going up. It's just the money's becoming devalued. And I don't have an economics degree and I'm broke all the time. But this is what I've seen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or heard from.
Yeah.
So it's not really that it's way more expensive or your stuff became way more valuable. It's just the currency went to shit.
Oh, that's what it is. The eggs became like expensive as fuck and all that stuff. Yeah. True.
And then I think just drugs became more readily available.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, I didn't listen to any of that stuff. When everyone had to stay inside, I was like, never. There was like, you could get stuff done during that whole pandemic. Everyone was sleeping. I was like, dude, I'm out here. I'm going to do what I got to do.
That's exactly, yeah.
It's good. I'm telling you, that fucked a lot of people up, especially if you're doing stand-up and you just stop doing stand-up for a year.
Yeah.
Or you just like don't do. I mean, I actually was doing it pretty few and far between. I actually started doing it again. I think during the pandemic. I think I was taking off, and I was like, I gotta go back.
I took only 2 months off.
Did you?
And I got a rash of shit for coming back, and I'm killing their grandma and all this shit. And
I still don't. I mean, I know I can't let this go, but it's like, why didn't everyone who was worried about it stay inside? And they should have been like, if you're not worried, go outside. If you're worried, stay inside. Whoever's not worried about it can do the damn thing. Whoever's worried about it, chill.
That's not. I don't think that's what it was about. You know, showing your what is it called when you're not grandstanding,
Virtue signaling.
Virtue signaling. Yeah. When you're virtue signaling. I mean, I got told check your privilege and
for going outside,
going out, and they're like, "What if you have a family member that's sick?" I was like, "My wife has asthma.
True.
She can die.
She's ground zero."
Yeah.
That's what I had to tell my wife because we were a new family right at the start of it, so I had to be like, dude, like. She's like, but what if? I'm like, then we'll fucking die, dude. Like, we're doing this.
That was the vaccine. So,
like, that's it. That's what's up. And she was just like,
well, this is how I got out of the vaccine with my wife because she was an essential worker.
Boost.
She was an essential worker, so she had to get it, right?
Yeah.
For her work.
Yeah.
And then this is what I told her. I go, you know what? You're probably right. It's probably not going to have any bad effects. But on the 1% chance that it does, shouldn't somebody around for the kids? She's like, damn, I can't get around that logic.
So you did like you do in case you die. She did have to get it.
Yeah, she did have to get it.
Yeah.
And she got super sick from it. And I was like, oh, I remember her shaking next to me. I was like, wow, well, how's that booster coming? She was like, shut the fuck up.
She should just fake the card. A lot of people just fake that card. There was no centralized database.
No, but she wanted.
Yeah, true. You're saying she's in the medical
She's
field.
a very much a rule follower.
Yeah.
And I'm very much, the more you pressure me to do something, the more I'm like, why? Why the fuck are you doing this?
Yeah.
And I mean, I did get it really, really bad and got double pneumonia and almost died. But yeah, I didn't get the.
You were right. You were right, dude. I got nailed. I got it and it fucked. I didn't get that bad, but it was like, I remember it hit me and I was like, this sucks. It was probably felt like the worst flu I've ever had for like a day and a half. And then it was like, the fever dropped and I just was full of like liquid and mucus. It was disgusting.
Oh, I couldn't breathe. I remember I looked up Wim Hoffman breathing exercise.
You did the Wim Hof.
I was going like for 24 hours.
Damn, dude.
Straight. And I remember like.
Did you go to the hospital?
She forced me to go to the hospital so I can go get the monoclonal antibody thing.
Sick.
Yeah, so I went and I got that, which helped out a lot. I had to go to this place called the Freeman Coliseum in San Antonio, and it's just a bunch of us. And it felt like an experiment because we're all just sitting next to each other with IVs in our arm. Like, we're all going to die of AIDS.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah, but it made me feel a lot better.
Oh, that's when they IV the antibodies.
And then they cut that off for some reason.
Yeah, because it fucking worked probably. And they were like, no. Everyone has to get this fucking thing. I was the same way. I was just like, it came out and I was like, I don't know, man. I was talking about this years before. I was like, dude, because they like ramped up this anti-vax shit like 2 years before the pandemic. I'm not saying they started the pandemic, but it's like, it was funny to me.
No, I'm just playing.
No, the weird part is like, stuff comes up in the news, in my opinion, at least, for a reason. It's like before they invade a place, they're like, yo, you know what's fucked up right now? In Kabul, they're actually kicking the fuck out of kids. And you're like, this is weird. This is on your radar. There typically seems to be like a ground softening of like, you know what's really fucked up we should all be thinking about? And it's like, this place. And then the next thing you know, you're like, we got to fuck them up. And everyone's like, yeah, we should go fuck them up.
That's what scares me with Lindsey Graham. He's talking about going to war with Mexico and shit.
Why?
Oh,
but the cartel war.
He says the cartel war, but Mexico applied to the BRICS nations. It's Brazil, Russia, China, India, South Africa.
Why don't we just join BRICS too?
Because that's our enemy. We got to go against. They want to control the currency. That's our job.
Yeah, but true. But we can just join BRICS and dominate BRICS.
But they won't. They don't want us to join.
That's fucking bullshit. Let us in.
No. They don't,
let us in. I want into BRICS, dude. Let us in.
Yeah, no, they don't want us to join, and it's crazy because France was like, we might join. And Germany and Japan.
Those motherfuckers, dude.
Yeah.
I got to start following the news. I found out Israel got crushed the other day.
Oh, dude, that's what I wake up in the morning. I just go to Twitter and I'm like, oh fuck, we're all gonna die. And I told my mom, I was like, you need to go to the bank right now and pull out $2,000 right now. She's like, why? I was like, you World War III, just pull up, just go ahead.
No, I think we're gonna get. Well, here's the thing: either we're gonna get to the brink of it and come back, which would be nice, or we're gonna have to taste nuclear war, which would suck tremendously. But then, if you really think about it, it would probably it'd be terrible. So many people would die, but if you survive the nuclear holocaust, shit would be chill as fuck after that.
Well, yeah, because it'd be a lot less people.
A lot less people. People would be like, oh, okay, this is why we shouldn't use those things.
But there'd still be porn. There would still be porn.
Yeah,
that's the one thing that would last.
Think porn. Yeah, true. Yeah, people will be. Yeah, I guess they're. Yeah, I don't know. It depends on where they hit.
I mean, there's porn everywhere.
True. Yeah, it would. Pop
and there's just the catalogs of it. You know what I mean? It's gonna be on somebody's computer.
The server. Yeah,
they're gonna put it back out.
Someone would tap into a server, dig it up, and be like, "Oh my god, dude! So many categories. There's so many." But yeah, dude, everyone's talking like we're on the brink of this global war, which we may be on. But it's kind of fucking dumb too. It's like, dudes, you guys really think this is like someone's gonna win? We're gonna have a global. Otherwise, they'd have to strike. The only way, like, say, like the BRICS nations could win, they'd have to like strike really quick with a nuclear weapon on America, and like fucking nail us. But then it's like it's every man is gonna be like, dude, we're fucking good.
I don't even think they need a nuclear weapon like a EMP. Where they just take out the whole electrical grid. I mean, and then from within, you destroy yourself.
Yeah, we're doing a pretty shitty job at being united against those things. That's what pisses me off. We needed a united front.
Well, see, okay, I'm gonna go full on conspiracy theorist now, right?
I'll have it.
So a lot of people hate Greg Abbott, and they're like, why the fuck would he do this thing where anybody can have a gun? You don't need to have background checks, no more, open carry, whatever. I think, and again, I'm just here in a basement. I don't know this shit. He's like, I see what's coming, and I want all my citizens armed. Because he also repatriated $40 billion worth of gold, and he brought all these Bitcoin miners.
Who's Greg Abbott? Who is Greg Abbott?
He's the governor in Texas.
Oh, really?
The guy in the wheelchair. You're gonna know. You're gonna find out. Everybody hates him. Like all
so
the
he
comics.
rules. He sounds like he fucking rules. He's a dude in a wheelchair.
You can't say that though.
He released gold, and he's telling everyone like, get your guns up.
Yeah.
Dude, he's a fucking beast.
Yeah, but you can't say
People get mad about Greg Abbott.
Very mad.
What else is he? I mean, yeah, he probably.
Oh, he's very he's anti-abortion.
Yeah, I was just about to say he probably hates abortion.
He hates abortion. Yeah. But there's something about a guy in a wheelchair that it's like, he's not thinking with his dick.
True. True. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
He's got a clear line.
Yeah, exactly.
He's saying we need to go, and they're also smart as fuck. Stephen Hawking was smart as fuck. So maybe he knows that he's like the Stephen Hawking of fucking politics.
Well, I mean, he still does like his.
So I shouldn't compare. I don't know how. I know Stephen Hawking was. Like,
no, he's full on like when the wheelchair, like I can do this.
Stephen Hawking couldn't even. Stephen Hawking couldn't even hit that.
And he was thinking with his dick still. Apparently,
he was getting jerked off. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's crazy that like nothing works, but his dick still worked.
Maybe his dick didn't work. Maybe it was just the visualization.
Yeah, we're getting milked. He might have been getting milked.
Yeah, I was going to say some ass play.
Full fucking milk, dude. That's so tough.
And if you think about it, he's just so limber that he can turn all the way around and look at it while he's getting done.
Oh, yeah, he could smile.
Yeah.
He could smile. He could roll his eyes while he's getting milked.
That's how you know it was ready.
So he's saying everyone get some fucking guns going. I mean, I don't know. It's like a lot of that stuff is you can start appealing to people just by saying shit, and people are like, fuck yeah, and they vote you in, and then you can be like, all right, you get to do the roads, you get to do this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I watched a video recently on, they say a lot of the problems with the conflict are around short-term or narrow goals, where it's like people are just like trying to get things done that like clearly infringe on other things, and it just doesn't really, there's the big change in thinking of our time is going to be more of like cooperative thinking or like wide range goals where like, all right, we're going to do this, and also try to kind of have some idea of the ripple effect it's causing. And like they're saying we're like reaching the apex of just like narrow goal setting and everyone clashing over like, we're going to be this, our oil price is going to drop, we need it to be lower, this is it, and then people just start blowing each other up, and it's like they're going to have to sit down and be like, all right, we got to stop blowing each other up. This is so fucking stupid.
I think
This is crazy.
I think it's the death blows of a dying oligarch. Like these old fucks.
Yeah.
They wanted to see their plans come to fruition within their time, and they don't trust their kids to follow through with the plan.
True.
So they're like, all right, we're just going to get sloppy with it and hurry the fuck up, and we're going to get what we want done before I fucking die.
I don't even know what the fuck they want done. Like, what do you guys want? Just tell me. Just be like, here's what we want. We want this. And be like, all right, you guys can go ahead. Although they're trying to like buy the water and the farmland, I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm. Nestle purchased apparently, I don't know exactly. Nestle purchased a body of water.
Damn, that fucking homeless guy was right, dude.
Yeah, the water wars.
Fuck.
Nestle acquired water rights in San Bernardino Mountain when bought. Okay, so that was back in 1992. Does Nestle own water rights? Oh, here we go. But a 2017 investigation found Nestle was taking far more than its share. So 58 million gallons.
Damn, for the spring water.
So you can get those Crunch bars.
Don't they? No, they sell water, don't they? Nestle sells Pure Life or whatever.
I might. I'm not sure.
That'd be tight. I'm gonna start a water company that takes natural spring water and turns it into filtered tap. Just run it through and add chlorine. That'd be pretty cool.
I got one of those alkaline systems at my house, and I don't know what it does for me at all. It just makes the water bubbly.
Yeah, they say it's supposed to decrease the acidity in your body, because if you go out of alkaline, your body becomes an acidic environment.
Cancer.
Yeah.
But if you drink like 3 of these a fucking day,
you kind of need the alkaline water. Yeah, that'll turn you pretty acidic.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, dude, I'm stoked. I hope it comes to like people have to start. I hope it comes to like a really scary brink, and I hope we don't get pushed over. I mean, it's getting pretty bad right now, but it'd be nice for people to be like, all right, it's going to take a whole planet full of people of like slowly altering the way they think just a little bit.
I think that they tried a bunch of different. What it all comes down to me is the money's broken, and they're fighting for who gets to be in charge of the money.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like we were spending like $1 trillion just this month alone because they know it's like, oh, let's just keep fucking spending. It's going to be worthless.
True. Yeah,
and it fucks over all the little people.
Oh, that makes sense. That's why you'd buy like farmland and lakes and shit, because you're like, all right, we're gonna need this stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, then you control the food, because Bill Gates bought, I forgot how many acres of farmland.
Yeah, I love to know what he's up to. Well, I don't know.
He's bought 270,000 acres so far.
He's the largest owner in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he explains it. This is why he click the Yahoo Finance. I want to see why he does this. Oh, is this just a video? Son of a bitch. Oh, here we go. Okay. Why are you buying up so much? I own less than 1/4,000th of the farmland in the United States. I'm pretty done with math, but I still think that's a pretty big chunk.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, 1/4,000th.
Yeah, but the farmland, what kind of farmland do you own? Like, is it like the most productive farmland? You know what I mean?
Well, he says right there, it's not even him. He has a professional investment team that, whatchamacallit, that's pretty sick. Bezos-backed startup lets you become a landlord with $100. Tight. Maybe, I mean, dude, what if these guys just fucking rule? What if these guys are just so sick? Like if Bezos started up, if that's not clickbait, which I think it probably is, but damn, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know.
Here's the thing: I don't watch the news at all. So maybe I'm the dude who's like, they say like before, the Nazis came, everyone was like, "Yeah, you're out of your mind." Yeah. And then it was really, really bad. But could be bullshit. My whole life, there's been like, there's gonna be, and it's just like, it's, you know, again, it's only been 37 years, but they're like, the terrorists are gonna get us. Didn't happen. Nothing fucking happened. I mean, 9/11, obviously, that sucked.
Yeah.
Then after, like, there's 10 years after 9/11, they're like, the terrorists are gonna get us. Nothing fucking happened. And then they're like, white supremacists are gonna take over the nation. No, never happened. So now it's like, they're all joining together to take the money away. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up, man.
And see, the problem is I have so many like slogans or quotes in my head that as soon as like I say it, people are like, ugh, fucking, and it's just me regurgitating what I heard.
No one has any fucking idea. I have no clue at all. But it's like I know for a fact there's like the catastrophic things that were supposed to happen the last 10 years. None of them really happened, you know. And then again, I guess you can say there was this subprime mortgage crisis that kind of sucked.
Mm-hmm. National Defense Authorization Act, the Patriot Act.
Yeah, that was after 9/11. Yeah, maybe I'm totally fucking wrong. I don't know. But here's the thing, though. If you so this is the point I'm always trying to make, and I can never make it right. But it's like I do think, and it sounds so shitty, but I think people need some sort of jolt or shock to reconnect to like their actual life. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I see a lot of people just like, especially if you're out in like the suburbs or like if you're doing like well. You see a lot of the people out there are just kind of just like, they look like pissed.
Yeah.
Where it's like, dude, what the fuck's the point of this? If you're supposed to like boss up so you can be chilling and living a good life, a lot of people, in my opinion, I see who are like doing very well. Like I stayed at an Airbnb when we first came here to scout for houses in Westlake. And like you'd think people are more stoked. It's like, isn't that like one of the nicest areas in Texas?
Yeah.
In
great
Austin?
football players.
Really?
Yeah.
You have a good football team?
Yeah, they had 3 quarterbacks came out of Westlake.
Yeah, but when you go to those places you would think if everyone was papered, people would be stoked as fuck. And then
it's guilt.
You think so?
Oh yeah, it's guilt.
Or they're just keeping it cool and they get to their house and they're like, this is the best.
Oh yeah, deep down.
It's not.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I don't think it is that at all. So I just wonder, I don't know, man. I wonder if a little fucking like COVID did it a little bit. COVID made people think about death and dying. Like everyone had to be like, I could die. They like hit people with like, you might die. We don't know. So everyone got weird because everyone had to like really face their mortality. Then it just wore off.
Yeah, you're gonna go right back to it, and it's even kicked in an overdrive now.
With what?
With people going back to the way it was before, their thinking before, partisan politics, where it's just like it becomes more divided. It doesn't. You don't get together more. You know.
Well, dude, that's the weird thing about COVID is there's people who are like, which I guess is kind of like true statistically. They're like 6 million people died, or actually that might be my bad. That's you know what I'm saying. That's a different one. But dude, I'm spitballing numbers. The dude, there's like 80 million people died, and then there's like people like from my perspective where it's like, dude, that shit was not it sucked. All those people died, but like, I don't know, man. It was pretty fucking chill the whole time.
And you know what sucked? It's like, okay, I didn't get the vaccine, but I know it's real because I got it super bad.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, it wasn't. That's what I told people too. I was like, it was real. I got a thing.
Yeah,
that felt like they were like that was the flu. That was not the flu.
No,
I got that. There was a taste of this fluid that I would like cough up. It wasn't even like phlegm. It was like liquidy. It tasted almost like metallic. It was weird.
The way I describe it is if somebody gave me a straw and told me to breathe with it, and I'm underwater going. Trying to breathe underwater, and then every once in a while the straw gets like flat and skinny, and I can't really breathe.
Yeah,
because I'm like trying to take in full breaths.
I don't think it was natural though.
Couldn't.
When I got the thing, I'm like, this feels like an artificial thing. And again, it could just be me being like, I know this is a bioweapon, but I swear to God, I was like, dude, this feels different than anything I've ever had.
I mean, that could have been the kickoff to World War III. You know what I mean? Like,
true, the bioweapon.
Right, yeah. I mean, that's how. I mean, why not start it that way?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, let's see how many we can take out before we use any of our own people.
I don't know, man. That's I'll be curious. I'll be curious if this brick shit's real. If we're gonna try to fuck, I mean, it's like the communism threat all over again. It's like now instead of communism, it's just like a different, I guess, capitalistic. How does that even work? If it's bricks,
see, that's the part.
Mexico's not communist, so how is it like? Well, China's how's a communist country going to?
It's fascism.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the corporations are the ones that are controlling it. But
Well, we're fascists. Let us in. What the fuck? This is bullshit.
But we're on the we want to win with our fascism.
True.
You know what I mean? And I've thought about that where it's just like people talk about New World Order and shit.
I don't understand why we all can't just be fascists together, dude. We can all just be fascists. We can be a giant fascist world confederation.
I'd rather have
like,
our fascism.
We rule. Like Earth rules, dude. Earth could be like a fascist planet.
Well, I think
we can all buzz our cuts, do military drills, and just be like, yeah, dude, we're getting ready for the aliens.
I think
they go on forever.
They tried it. They tried it with because you saw the aliens in Mexico, right?
True. That was, dude. Everyone laughed at them, dude. What the fuck? Why did everyone have to dismiss them? They were like Halloween Adventure.
Yeah. Paper mache and shit. It looked horrible.
Is that what the aliens are about? Is that like a unity project?
It goes to Reagan had a whole speech about the one way we'd all be united is if there's an external threat, right?
ID4.
And so ID4?
Independence Day, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then so it's called the conspiracy is called Project Bluebeam. Where have you heard of that one before? So basically it's Spider-Man Homecoming with Mysterio, and you have these drones that project monsters or aliens or whatever. You know what I mean? So imagine Independence Day and they're just projecting a big old spaceship coming through the sky, and you hear like a loud noise. Everybody would freak out. And they would say, go to your home, go inside, go inside. You know what I mean?
Oh, they wouldn't do it to like make everyone get along. They'd use it to like fuck scare everybody and be like, we're under alien threat right now.
More control.
No, that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah.
That'd actually be kind of sick if they're like, dude, for real, we're getting attacked by aliens.
Yeah, and with drones and stuff, you wouldn't be able to tell if they're shooting at you or if it's the drone shooting at you.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about that. I'm reading a book right now. I'm reading it again. It's called Denial of Death, where it's by this guy, Ernest Becker. And his whole idea is that like, every single human being is obviously haunted by the idea of their death. And the only thing that can kind of like take some of the sting of that off is like their idea of being heroic, which is like the drive to just stand out. So that's like in every culture needs to provide a hero system that people can do like safely. Because otherwise it's just like dudes literally slaying each other with swords. Because you should just live in a village and be like, this kind of sucks. This would be tight if we had this village and that village. And that was the only like way you could be quote unquote a hero. And now like if you have like a society where you can be like a doctor, a lawyer, it gives you that ability to like stand out, which is, the guy argues, like a natural built in like almost organismic need. But that seems to be like the thing that like starts all of these wars and stuff. Yes. If that makes sense. And it's like you can't get away from it. Because your body's made up of literally like it's cells fighting and killing each other to maintain a dominant position.
And so every ancestor that you've had did that so that you're here.
Exactly. So then you get here and it's like it's a tough thing to figure out because it's literally built into your biological makeup.
Ooh, I wonder if it's changing because I've seen, well, at least on the feed that I'm getting, the algorithms feeding me is the demonization of the hero's journey. And
is that right? It's got to be right wing. Is it right wing now, or is it just like how are they demonizing it?
Saying that the conqueror mentality, how like we were saying, how that's bad, and that's why society can't progress and become peaceful because everybody's trying to be the dude, and not everybody can be the dude. So be submissive and shut your mouth and do what we tell you.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So then that's kind of like Eastern philosophy. The whole idea of Eastern philosophy is like in the West, the idea is to actualize your ego. It's to like form an ego, which you should do. It's kind of healthy for you to do. And then you're supposed to like satisfy. You form an identity and you somehow satisfy, like you quench the thirst of like whatever it is, recognition, if it is a quenchable thirst.
Yeah.
In the West, it's like you have to be successful. That's the whole idea of success. It's literally like a religion. It's the opposite of Eastern philosophy, where in the East, the idea, at least was, I don't think it's like this that much anymore, but the idea was like you have this desire to dominate, to blah, blah, blah. And you're supposed to like through Buddhism, the release is somehow like extinguishing that thing that, we're talking about. But then it's like you have a bunch of people doing that, and then it takes one dude to be like, yeah, you guys keep doing that. I'm gonna be the boss. I'm gonna be the boss of all you fucking idiots.
Have you heard of this manifest destiny? I got it. So
it's tricky, dude. That's that's like a whole other arms race where it's like, yeah, we're gonna totally like delete our personalities, turn ourselves completely docile, and it takes one dude to be like, yeah, you guys go on ahead. I'll be right back.
Well, I like Eastern philosophy to the point where it's just like it's how does it go? It's not what I have, but to do with less. That's I forgot how exactly they said. I'm trying to think of the exact quote.
Well,
But
it's pretty cool because it's like the whole idea is, again, like in the West, it's like, you have to construct this character that has to like go through this landscape of like, I'm having this job, I'm doing this and that. It's literally the opposite. Well, actually, no, it's not true, because then like it's supposed to be in phases over there where it's like traditionally the way those things were set up with like Hinduism and stuff, you live on a compound with your family, and then so I guess the grandparents would be there helping with the kids. So at like 50, 60 years old, you kind of bow out of professional life, and you're like, I'm just here to advise people. It's like you're just doing like religious, spiritual stuff. And then from like, I guess if you work back down from that, from like, let's say 60, or let's say like 49 to 30, you're supposed to just be going ham in business, to be like, I need to like, because I'm supplying this compound with food and stuff. And that's like your whole purpose. And then eventually I'm going to let that go, and the person behind me is going to come. And then you go down, and then it's like there's a school age where you're just supposed to learn and do literally nothing else. And then like, just like babies and shit.
That's why Catholic Mexicans are going to take over.
Oh,
in
yeah,
Texas,
dude.
because like my family still has that. Like
Dude.
I convinced my mother to retire, and I'm having my third child, and my whole
Congrats.
family's in.
That's fucking
Thank
sick.
you, appreciate it.
It's the best setup. It's the best setup possible, because then you can have kids early on, and you'll have biologically healthier kids, and you have but it's if you're 20 and you have kids. I have kids now, and it's like, thank God I'm as old as I was. I would have fucking ruined these kids if I had kids when I was. But if you have like a parent there who can be like, all right, dude, chill, go do your thing. I'll kind of handle, at least.
Well, we didn't at first. It's just the third child. I'm like,
How old are you?
I'm 38.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So when did you start having kids?
First son was 26.
Okay, but yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah. And then, but we split where like I worked, she stayed home and went to school. Then when she graduated, I stayed home with the kid and started business.
How sweet is that?
Oh, that was fucking great,
dude.
That was fucking great.
We're jumping topics. We're going to pause Eastern philosophy, but dude, I swear to God, I always tell my wife, I'm like, bro, if you were to be like, I got this, chill, I'd be a pig in the fucking mud. It's like I'd put them down for the nap. Now I can do this, now I can do that. But
it depends on the kid.
Yeah, that's true. They do get. How old are your kids?
My son's 11 and my daughter is 7. But
okay, so they're older. You can do shit. Like I have 1 and 3, so it's just like they're just animals, dude. So you're just like constantly corralling them and stuff.
But when I stayed home with him, I was 30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So it was 8 years ago. So my son was 3 years old, and my daughter was like 5 months old.
Okay, wow.
And so yeah, it was.
What do you think was harder, working or just being home? Because it is mentally exhausting with little kids all day.
Working, because I hated it. I sold cars. So I was just like, I remember going in a little Prius C, and I'm like, I want to go drive the lot. And I'd just be like, I don't want to be here.
I know, that sucks.
And then when I was there with the kids, it was just like, all right, they're not awake yet. I'm going to go smoke a joint. I'm going to have my coffee. They wake up at 8. I'm put on some cartoons. And then I started a podcast with them. And it was just me asking them like, is the world round or flat? And you know what I mean? That type of shit.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome though.
And so, I mean, I wouldn't trade it for anything. But if I can compare it to any type of torture, it's water torture. It's just like that constant slow drip. Whereas, where you walk into a room. I remember one in my bedroom. My son he didn't get potty trained really till he was like 6 years old.
Yeah,
he's autistic, and he just turd.
I didn't even blink. You're like 6. I'm like, yeah, it was a fucking pain in the ass.
And a turd fell out of his pants, and he stepped in it, and he said that it just felt so warm and nice. He started skating around the room with it. And I was gone for like a minute.
No, dude.
And I was like, why did you have to skate all over the room with it?
Yeah.
And we had these horrible fake tiles. So I'm like scraping shit in between. And then my wife gets home from work and, how was your day? I'm scraping shit from tiles.
Oh, you're putting up from the grout and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is, there is things that happen when you have kids where like you have to go through like the 5 stages of grief just like 50 times where you see it, like you see shit on the floor and you're like, I really wish there wasn't shit on. And like that's, you're like that. You're like, yeah, there's shit on the floor. Because you have to. I almost will like deny it. I'm like, no, that's not shit. And I see it. I'm like, that's shit. And then I'm like, that's fucking shit. And then I'm like, it's fucking shit. Why is it so fucking hard? And you literally have to go through that. It's exhausting. You go through like, you see them like they'll hurt themselves, and you're like, they're fine. You're like, oh, they fucked their head up, and you're like, oh fuck, they fuck, and it's just over and over and over. It's a little thing that you really, really don't want 1,000 times a day. Which I think is kind of good for you in the long run, because eventually you're just like, fuck it, dude.
It makes you can handle adversity, I guess, better. Because there's a lot of, I know my son has some core memories of me walking in a room and then walking out of the room, closing the door, and just being like, fuck, fuck, and then coming back in the room like, okay, it's gonna be fine.
At least you did that though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna cuss him out or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then I was the spanking dad at first. And then I remember he was 5 and I spanked him, and he turned around. He's like, you don't hit. You don't hit. And he's like crying. I was like, I'm standing there with like his belt. And I'm like, all right, you don't hit. Fuck. Fuck. Yeah, you just spilled cereal. What am I doing?
Yeah, dude, well, you don't know, because that's how I was raised. It was like, if you were bad, it was like, mine was more metered out for like, yeah, if you were being like real bad when you're little, you would get smacked or whatever. But if you got in trouble at school, it'd be like, it's coming.
Oh, yeah,
you know it's coming. You're all day. You're like, it's fucking bullshit. Why did I do that? It never worked. I would come home the next day. I get to school and I'm like, I'm definitely gonna throw this shit at this kid. I can't not do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is it's funny when you're raised like that to be, because you get the rage, and then you have to be like, all right, and you have no example of talking about your feelings whatsoever. So you have to like, they're a good audience for that. I'll tell my daughter all the time. I'm like, I'm pissed right now. I'm mad.
Yeah.
Just like, why are you mad? I'm like, well, you're pissing me off. You're doing this shit. I'm fucking mad. And I'm like, just give me a second. And they're like, yeah, man, like whatever. They're very understanding. Like, yeah, man, do whatever you got to do.
Well, the one thing I always wanted was I didn't want my kids to fear me.
Yeah.
Because I remember fearing my father.
Yeah.
And I remember telling him, he's like, they need to fear somebody. And I'm like, no, what? What the fuck are you talking about? They need to feel safe. They fear the world.
Yeah, exactly.
This is safety here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he's just like, oh, I don't know what this new age bullshit is. And I'm like, no, it's parenting. You didn't have time because you worked your ass off.
Yeah.
And then you came home and I was just like, I did this. And your first thing is like, well, no, I'm going to spank you so you can cry and go to sleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it almost makes me jealous though, because I'm like, God, fuck, that must have been so easy. Just come in and just be like, you little motherfucker, and just be like, all right, that guy's done. What else do I got to do here?
Oh yeah, you were the enforcer. With your dad gets home, you were the enforcer.
Yeah, just cry, because if you could just devastate them, and they will just cry till they pass out.
Yeah.
So I'm always kind of like, those motherfuckers, man. They're so lucky.
Yeah, my son, or not my son. My son does know that feeling, but my daughter will never know the feeling of crying so hard that you got a pounding headache, and then you're like, I can only go to sleep now. Like, she'll never know that.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah,
it's a nice thing to do.
My son will know that, but that's because this kid, he swung on his principal.
Did he really?
Yeah, he swung on his teachers. He swung on his karate instructor. Like, he would just.
What, on the sensei?
Yeah, and.
Did the karate instructor at least do like a cool, like.
Swept him.
Did he sweep him?
Because he took away his belt. Because I feel like such a bitch for this, but I told on my son to the karate instructor. I was like, yeah, he swung on his principal. And he was like, what? You did what? And he's like, well, give me your belt. He's like, this is my belt. And so he
was right to defend the belt though.
Yeah. Oh, he took it off of him 30 minutes. The whole next class, he has him in like locked up with his legs. And my son's like, rah, like yelling the whole time. Right. And then, so he finally lets him go, right? And I'm sitting there, and the other parents, I can feel them staring at me like, you're going to let this guy do this to your kid? And I'm like, no, it's what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
And then my son still brings it up. He's like, I can't believe you let him do that to me. But what freaked me out is when we left.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
The sensei gave me the belt, and we're walking out. I was like, you see that? You see what happened? He's like, what are you talking about? I won. I was like, how did you win? And he goes, because he gave up, I didn't. And I was like, oh, shit.
He surrendered the belt.
Well, he kept fighting the whole time. And finally, the instructor was like, just leave.
Just get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, just get out of here.
Dude, what a fucking beast.
Yeah. Oh, well, both his grandfathers are those like old school, like alpha male dudes.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I think that just went into him completely.
So sick though that he was just like, yeah, he's a pussy. He taps out.
Yeah, very much
he
so.
He couldn't hold me down for another 20 minutes. Like, I was like, dude, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they called the cops on him in 2nd grade because there was a construction area at school, and he ran into the construction area, And they're like, come on, come back. You gotta. And the teachers couldn't catch him. So they
Oh.
called the cops. And the cops are like, you can be arrested. And he was just like, I'm 7.
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah. Like,
He just
what do you
wanted to
mean?
see like the jackhammers and shit.
He's testing limits.
Yeah, true.
You know, that's all he was doing.
So he left school.
No, he was in school.
Oh, but he saw a construction area.
There's a construction area that they were working on in school, and he went and ran in there, and the teacher and the principal couldn't catch him.
What were the construction workers were probably like, whatever.
Well, no, there was no construction workers. There was just construction
just the
area.
area.
Yeah. And so they called the cops, and then my wife gets there, and I couldn't go at the time, so
It's got to be hell too for them. Like just through the marriage, it's so easy to fight over that shit.
oh yeah.
Then it's like, well, what do we do? And especially, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate test.
Yeah. Well, actually, for us, we got a good we got a good understanding to where she's like she doesn't like it, but I'm the fun parent and she's the strict parent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it has to work this way. One of us has to be that, and you don't want me to be the strict parent because I don't have a dimmer switch. I have an on and off switch.
Yeah, true.
So then I'm just hard ass all the time, mimicking what I saw as a child. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can tone
It down.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's about time they're the fucking enforcers, dude. Men have been the enforcers. Now it's women's turn to be the enforcers. We get to be fun and cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Soft and nurturing.
She's like, but I want to be fun. I was like, you are fun. It's just
You're not as fun as me.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, that's been the dynamic in my house where I've been kind of fun, cool.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to we've done a better job now because if you start undermining each other in real time, it's dude, you can't do it. I learned that the hard way. I'm like, well, hold on a second, and then they just look at you and you're like, never mind, fucking do that.
Yeah.
You're in trouble because I've done it before where I've been like, well, hold on, chill. What the fuck is your problem? This is the shit you do to me, and it's just like it doesn't work. You can't do that.
No,
you gotta wait. And if I wait like a couple hours, I'm like, yo, by the way, like that's really no big deal. That's better than being like, you chill the fuck out. It's fine.
Yeah,
because you can't if it just gets confusing for them. If there's like a divided front, they're just kind of like, what the fuck's
they'll pit you against the other person.
Yeah, she's been like, Daddy lets me do it. I'm like,
yeah, my daughter does that.
Up, dude, don't do this.
And then my wife's on this new age thing where just like, no, I love your daddy more than I love you because if I didn't have him, I couldn't create you. And I'm like, that's some new age shit you saw on TikToks. Do not say that to the kids.
Do you get TikToks of like parenting stuff sent to you all the time? I get Instagram shit of like, this is actually really annoying things my husband does. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Just because they say it too on Instagram, I still don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Don't send me that shit.
Yeah.
I did find a nice channel that's like a fundamentalist Christian lady who just like sweeps her front porch and she's like, I just want my husband to be happy. That's all I care about. And I was like, fucking here, take that.
Well, the one thing that I did from those toxic male channels that I used to be like, because me and my wife are the exact same age.
Yeah.
So, and she's like my college sweetheart. So in a way, it's kind of like we almost grew up with each other. You know what I mean? And so anything bad that would happen, I would just like, oh, I'm going to just blah and tell you everything. And I just thought, oh, I can do that, you know? And I can do hypotheticals. Like, what if I've got 2 hookers and you know what I mean?
Hold on. What were you bringing that in for?
What do you mean?
So if you're hypotheticaling, I'm just curious, like with the hypotheticals you're at, why would you ask her, what if I got 2 hookers?
Because I'm in a podcast mode and I'm already doing that all day.
I see what you're saying.
And we've talked about everything.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, okay, so if let's say, what's worse? If you found out that before we got together, I ran a train on somebody or that I was like, I had an affinity for hookers. And she's answering these questions and I could just see her fucking face just like, what the fuck is he asking me these questions?
They don't want to think about that.
They don't want to think
about that shit at all.
Yeah.
It's kind of a no-go zone. I thought you were saying like hypotheticals, be like, if I did this,
yeah,
I use hypotheticals like, if I did the thing that you did, this would piss you, and they're just like, shut up, dude. We don't want to fucking hear this.
Well, no, it was the hypotheticals of the stupid that you would ask your friend.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the other one was just telling them all my shit that I was like, oh, I feel, and they look at you like you're less of a man, even if they don't want to. They're just like, "Bugh." Like,
yeah. Oh, if you're like, well, I have feelings too, and they hurt. Yeah. They
like, I don't want to hear that.
It depends on their mood. Sometimes they're like, thank you so much for telling me this, because otherwise, if I just get mad and I'm like, you're just a fucking pain in the ass. They don't like that either. But if you're like, obviously, but if you're like, Well, now I would do the thing like if you do this, I do the same thing, but then you get mad if I do it, but and then dude, they're just looking at you. Yeah, they look at you like, shut the fuck up. You have to storm and you have to be like, I'm going for a walk and take a long walk and then call back like, are you okay? Because I'm still taking a walk.
Well, the two things that I've done lately is when she's bitching at me and I'm like, are you looking to vent or are you looking for solutions?
Yeah, true.
And then most of the time it's like vent, and then I just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because most of the time I'm like, well, this is what you should do. And she's like, I don't want to do, I'm just telling you.
Right, yeah.
And the second one was if I need a vent, it's like, well, this happened, but this is how I'm going to solve it.
Yeah.
I have to give her those solutions because then I can just see. And it's crazy is since I've been doing this the past year, I've seen years come off of my wife's face.
Yeah, well, that's the thing that terrifies them because they're vulnerable. So, and those like, they call them like the men's rights activist channels. Some of them obviously go a little far, but there's useful advice because there's like, if you leave the problem solving, it's easy to bow out and just be like, what do you want to do? Because you just don't want to have them spaz on you. So you're like, what should we do? But if they decide like, oh shit, this is all up to me, they get terrified because they're like they're naturally vulnerable creatures.
Yeah.
So if they even question for a second that you're not like able to help them, it's terrifying. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
I fucked up. A guy's gonna come in here and kick his ass. Like, I'm fucked. Yeah. So you do have to kind of convince, but then it's tough too because then like if you have to manufacture a certain type of bravado or so, they see right through that right away.
Well,
I tried. I'm like, this is what we're gonna do because I'm that kind of take charge guy, and she's like, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, damn,
that was a police officer. I'll take you down.
True. Yeah, true. No, I could kick her ass, but I could beat her if I had. I mean, if it came to like, if I was defending myself like a police officer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it all ties together, man. Where it's like, the worldview's bleak for a lot of people. That like having kids is like fucking weird because like there's not, in my opinion at least, there's not a lot of like, there's no like tradition you're handing down to your kids. You're just kind of like, yeah, I'm just like mentally slogging through a pretty much mentally toxic atmosphere in terms of like the news, the political discourse, and all that shit. And it's like there's nothing to uphold. It's like, well, we live in an evil country that's destabilized a bunch of regimes. God, like fundamentalist religions, we don't like. Most people are like, yeah, it's all fucking. That was all lies and bullshit. And then it's like, it's just like it's pretty bleak, dude. We've stripped ourselves down pretty barren.
I think you have to have a good level of narcissism to want to have children, which I had. Because I mean, if this was like BC or whatever, I mean, I would want to have a bunch of concubines and 100 children. Something in me is like, I need to procreate.
Yeah.
And if I had money, my poor wife would be on her 7th child. You know what I mean? We're broke and we're having a 3rd child.
Yeah, throw them in the mix. Once you have 1 or 2, it's just,
Yeah, by the time you get to the 2nd one, the 3rd one's just like, yeah, fine. And she in a way kind of blames me because she was like, you were supposed to get a vasectomy and you never got it.
No,
and
dude.
I was just like, you try to vaccinate me, you try to neuter me.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. My wife's trying to get me to do that, but I was like, I can't disturb my life force. I was like, that shit has to circulate in my body, man.
Yes.
I can't stop that.
Yeah.
And I told her it keeps me honest. I'm like, dude, you can't have me out here shooting blanks, dude. She's like, fuck you, you asshole.
Oh shit, that was worse than what I told my wife, which was, well, what if something happens to you and then at 40 I want to get remarried and impregnate this 24-year-old? You know what I mean? Like I gotta continue on.
What did she say to that?
Nothing.
Silent.
She just internalized it. I was like, all right, motherfucker.
You really said that?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's tough. Although that was like the mode back then. It was like dudes would die from war. I think like 30% of women used to die in childbirth. It's something like that. It's a lot.
Oh yeah, if she would have died with my first son because
mine would die as well.
All my kids' heads were in the 98th percentile.
Really?
Yeah, and
nice.
So she had to have C-section, and this lady tried 24 hours straight with no epidural with my daughter, and then finally they got a C-section, and then after they tell her like, there's no physical way you're too small to give birth to a child that large.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it was just it wasn't that they were fat babies, just the head was just too big.
Yeah, my kids have big heads. I'm come from a big head family, so it's like everyone has big heads. But yeah, that's women get real bummed out about that. There's a part of them that wants to just like push a baby through the vagina. And I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
just cut it out, dude.
Well, luckily it's still preserved because that would have destroyed her.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. But
And-
yeah, that is something my wife got bummed out about that. She was kind of like, yeah, I just wanted to, on our second one, I wanted to do it naturally. And it was just like, I guess, man.
Well, the recovery time also because
It's quicker, yeah.
they're cutting them in half.
Yeah, they cut your abdominal wall.
Yeah.
Which is crazy how hard they beast that.
Yeah.
I always would tease my wife. I'm like, dude, you beasted it. They sawed you, literally magic tricked you, sawed you in half.
Yeah.
She was just like walking around and shit. And I'm like, then she'll get like a headache 4 months later. She's like, I got to lay down. It's like, dude, I know you're tougher than this. I've seen you, dude.
Yeah.
What is this?
She did all the research. She even did have you heard of the thing where they take the placenta and they like beef jerky it and put it in pills and then you take it so you don't get postpartum?
Yep.
She even did all that other shit. So
yeah,
she was like one of those crunchy moms.
Really?
Yeah,
Did it work?
Yeah. Because my first son should be.
Oh, because I got what you're saying. Because it boosts those. I think when they push them out through the vagina or whatever, it boosts like they get like some sort of endorphin profile that kicks in.
Yeah.
Whereas if they just kind of cut it out,
yeah,
your body just hits you with like, yo, the baby's gone. You're like, no, it's not. It's right here. Your body's like, no, it's gone, dude. You're fucked. You're fucked. Everything.
Yeah, it got cut out of you.
Yeah, true.
Fuck. Whoa.
Yeah, they have hard lives. They have hard, weird lives, and it's.
And I thought mine was hard because I'm selling cars, and I'm like, get it together. What the fuck?
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna come home and you're just crying. What fucking get it together?
Don't be weird. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was. Yeah.
I'm sorry we can't go get sushi right now. You can't eat sushi. You're breastfeeding. I mean, I'm gonna go get sushi, but you can't eat sushi.
Yeah, man. It's I'm telling you, we're going through a bizarre, weird turn of events where it's just like nobody believes in anything. I mean, there's obviously like, money and status maybe will be more important than ever, but it was always probably pretty important. But yeah, that seems to be the only last thing people do pursue with like religious fervor is like, your ascent, your sociological ascent. But
I think, okay, going back to Eastern philosophy, what were you saying about that? Yeah.
That
long tangent.
Oh yeah, no, it's set up to literally like dissolve the desire to just push yourself as like an entity forward in the material world. We're supposed to like really eventually, and it's kind of a cool idea, be stoked on the idea of like the most basic feeling of awareness where it's just like that whole it's like this whole thing like I am. So you're supposed to be able to just like sit there and start to feel, because like you have a thought and it's like, so like this is a way to kind of describe it. It's like if you look at a chair, I'm the subject, the chair is an object. I can say, I am me, the chair is a chair, I'm not the chair. And then you go, all right, what about a thought where like, I like the chair? It's like, I'm not the thought of that. That's a thought I have. So then your thoughts become an object to see. Because like if you're just like, you have a structure that you kind of see the world through of like your culture, your family, your upbringing, whatever. And then you can start seeing the way you perceive the world as an object instead of the subject through which it's seen through. So the idea is to like just pay attention. And you can start to like almost deconstruct your own mind where you're like, I'm not that thought. I'm not that thought. This is the feeling of anger. You could say I'm angry, but then in like the Buddhist tradition, you're supposed to be like, there's anger there. And you're okay, that's what anger is. And you just watch yourself into it. The idea is to boil yourself down to just like a very basic awareness that stuff passes through.
So none of it's coming from you. It's just floating through you?
It's a field, yeah. It's just floating through the field. And your ultimate reality would be the feeling of just the most basic awareness, which they say is like boundless and infinite.
Every time I think of Eastern philosophy, I always think, and a blade of grass. Like that's what, you know what I mean? Like you have to concentrate and notice every single.
Well, that's like the first step. That's like the first step is learning how to just like literally willfully direct your mind. Because most people are just walking around going like, what's this? Check out your cell phone. What the fuck? This is bullshit. What's this? And you're just blazing. And they just like, dude, you slow your mind down. You start to like, because if you think about it, why is it so like displeasurable to like stare at a wall for 30 minutes? It's like, what is it about that bothers you?
Oh yeah, they didn't.
You're sitting in a chair, you're staring at a wall, and it's like, it's fucking torture. Yeah. And the whole idea is like, well, why? It's like, well, I don't want to. And you're supposed to just kind of like watch your mind kind of go through those things, which is cool. But, I mean, the countries typically don't do all that well.
Yeah.
that are Buddhist because it's like, you got to run a whole fucking, you got to run a whole fucking country. It's kind of hard. If you're like, yeah, I'm just my basic awareness. I'm like I'm a non-physical entity, just field where things are just passing through. It's like sick. That's a really cool way to sit in your house and chill. But it's like, what are we doing about the fucking rice? And you're like, I don't fucking know, man. I don't know.
Let me think about it. And I'll become the rice.
Yeah, like fuck rice. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's going to take something. There's going to have to be some sort of humongous shift in like the way people operate. Because right now it's just like, currently, especially in America, it's just you either are one side of the political aisle and you're like, they're fucking bullshit, they suck. And every news channel is just feeding people just like, you're right, they're terrible, they're pieces of shit, they're ruining everything. It's like two bad fucking separated parents just poisoning the children, just being like, he's the fucking reason. And it's bad for people, man.
Your mom's a bitch, right?
That's all it is. It's like literally we're all caught in this terrible divorce. It's like he's actually a fucking asshole. And you're like, wait, what? Fuck.
Dad's cool though. I like him. He drunk.
Dude,
he says racist stuff. I like him.
Yeah. Well, it's bad, dude. People laugh about it, but the older I get, it's like, yeah, this is like fucking bad to turn on the news. The news was racist, and that was like bad. But now it's like racist and mean. You know what I mean? It was like when I was growing up, it was like you watch the news and they'd be like, these fucking black guys are fucking breaking into shit. It was for 10 years, dude. They demonized black guys. And like, these fucking
Well, this was
guys.
Philly. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, true. Another black guy did a bad thing today. And everyone sit home and be like, I felt it. I thought someone was going to do something bad.
Yeah.
And then they chilled on that, and it was like Middle Easterners for a while. They're like, these fucking Middle Easterners. And one black guy did a bad thing. But these Middle Easterners did a bad thing. And then it was like, we would pass through that. And then it was like, white guys. And then it was, so it's like we're just passing through phases of enemies. And now, it's just kind of like the democracy's under threat and the fucking Republicans or the Democrats are ruining it. It's like, dude, it's just bad to open up the news and have like hate-filled sentiments or just like this imbeciles ruin it. Just then people are like, yeah, you fucking idiot. And it's like, if that's supposed to be the highest level of discourse coming down, I do think it kind of alters people's discourse a little bit.
Yeah.
So
can't even agree. It's a republic. It's a democracy. I know. It's actually fascism. It's communism. I can't even agree what it is.
Or it's like you can just live on land with your family and just chill. I grew up like that. My dad and my uncle bought property next door to each other. My uncle had 10 kids. My dad had 6 kids. We all just fucking chilled. It was awesome. And it's like, imagine that with like the upgrade of like, yeah, not everyone's getting their ass kicked all the time and stuff. And it's like actually chill as fuck.
Yeah. Well, because you got two like lions kind of like running the pride, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of, I grew up, I feel like in a completely different country because we were the majority.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Growing up down there. So the news, and this is a perfect example. What do you remember being the 9/11 theme song?
Oh, when 9/11 happened, it was like, I knew there were country songs that were getting played, but I didn't get like, I never really heard them. I remember hearing that dudes were like coming up big. Because they were like they wrote the 9/11 song. Yeah,
like, because I got a friend who grew up in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like, well, Toby Keith, I'll put a boot in your ass. That's what it was. For us, the song they played on repeat was Enrique Iglesias, I Can Be Your Hero, Baby.
Oh, he repurposed Hero for 9/11?
Correct.
That's
and so we just kept hearing that again. So all the way till I was like 33, I thought that was the 9/11 song.
Really?
Yeah. I was just like, of course, everybody played. And then everybody's like, no, dude, who the fuck heard that song during 9/11? I was like, we did on repeat.
That was repurposed. He didn't. That came out before 9/11.
Correct.
But then they just were like, fuck yeah, toss this on.
Yeah.
Damn. So I've never listened to Hero from that angle. I'm gonna start now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start listening because I enjoy that song.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's a powerful song.
But it makes no sense for 9/11.
It is funny to think about, like a Mexican American soldier running through Fallujah just in his own head, being like, I can be a hero, baby.
With his mole.
Dude, I've talked about this before. I got a lot of flack that there's no great Latino power ballad singers anymore. Like there was Enrique Iglesias, there was Mark Anthony, Ricky Martin. He was more of like a party club guy, but like You don't hear the power ballad anymore. Like Hero by Enrique Iglesias, prime example.
Yeah.
And I think Mark Anthony had a couple too.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, and people were like, who the fuck were they trying to tell me is like a poppin' power ballad guy? It would say the fucking dude who he's like huge. He just raps. He's
Pitbull?
not Pitbull. Fucking God damn, I've talked about this guy before. My memory's fucking going.
What song does he sing?
He's dude. He sings. I'll find him right now. He's like the biggest reggaeton guy I think in the world right now. How am I not fucking remember this guy's name?
And it's not Pitbull?
He's not Pitbull. He's a Puerto Rican dude. He's younger.
Oh, Daddy Yankee?
Not Daddy Yankee. Fuck, dude.
And he's hot right now?
He might be the hottest, dude. Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Everyone's trying to tell me, they're like, it's Bad Bunny. I'm like, he doesn't sing power ballads, dude.
No.
Play Hero. Like, Bad Bunny's cool and all, but it's like, oh shit, I didn't know the fuck it went this deep. Yeah. Is there anyone who's ripping? Did De La Ghetto rip a? He looks like he might rip a ballad every now and again. De La Ghetto.
There's one. I can't remember his name. He's Puerto Rican. Fuck, I can't remember his name.
Dude, I'm telling you, I got a bunch of shit for it. It's like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, dude, I have not heard a power ballad. Like it hits that crosses over to the American charts.
Well, that's specifically in that that's considered Latino, because there's people who are, but they don't look like it. So, and they don't also portray it. So we never know. And they're doing it all in English. Yeah, that's true. I can't remember his name either.
But yeah, Bad Bunny. I'm like, I've talked about him before. I actually Googled what his lyrics translate to. They're ridiculous. Yeah. It's like, I'm bringing whores over to my aunt's house.
Pretty much, yeah.
She's like, you're such a bad boy, and I have a hard boner for my aunt.
This is the new guy. His name's Peso Pluma.
Nice. Yeah. It's a good time for dudes like this, just like fucking bizarrely nerdy looking dudes.
Yes.
It does very well online.
So there is a new trend where they take yeah, that's the guy with a mullet.
It's just to be like a tattooed, sickly guy. And it's like, yeah, dude, you want $1 billion to just be annoying on the internet?
He kind of looks like, what's his name from SNL? Pete Davidson.
He does.
Mexican Pete Davidson.
He does.
And like the singing is not very good, in my opinion. But you don't have to when you're singing Tejano music.
No.
And so
I don't even know, but no, you don't have to. It's like you just have to be an absolute fucking spectacle, which is cool. There's just like never, like, yeah, this guy would have gotten his ass kicked. Like traditionally, it was just like a sickly, nerdy looking dude. Now there's like this aesthetic that's like just for the internet. Now, if you nail it, it's like, dude, you're good.
Well, because they're singing to 13-year-old girls.
True.
That's what they're going after, which is creepy as shit. Which they have always done.
Yeah,
much.
that is a weird market to hit. Everyone was giving Drake shit for his last album, saying it's like, dude, you're too old to be singing like to do this. And I listened to it, and I'm like, man, it's it's hitting the territory of strange. But that's kind of the way of all rappers. It's like you have to eventually, if you want to rap when you're older, you have to like get into God and stuff, and like otherwise it just seems weird. It's like, dude, you're fucking 40, like you're getting pussy, no doubt, dude.
Well, you can rap about, like Jay-Z switched it up when he's like, no chrome on my wheels, I'm a grown-up for all that stuff.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Styles P switched it up. He's like, I'm actually an entrepreneur now, guys, and you shouldn't sell drugs. It's actually very harmful to the community. Like, you have to hit the switch. Otherwise, just like, because I was listening to one of his songs, and he was just like, I'm in a club on Adderall dancing with a 21-year-old. And it's like, bro, I mean, legally that's within your right, but it's like, it's kind of fucking weird.
Well, yeah, like there's, you've heard Little Boosie? Yeah. Like he just did a concert in San Antonio, and right before the concert, somebody got shot in the stomach, and then they did the concert, and it's just like, we're 40 years old shooting each other. What the fuck?
It's Boosie Badass.
Yeah, but you got to go to work the next day.
Wait,
like,
Little Boosie and Boosie Badass the same guy?
No, Lil Boosie.
I'm thinking of Boosie Badass.
No, he's still singing his songs from early 2000. There you go.
Okay, yeah, this is Boosie Badass. Okay, it's Boosie Badass.
Oh, it is Boosie. Okay, yeah, that was him back in the day.
Yeah. Well, he's kind of also hit a nice thing where, again, he's so ridiculous that he lends himself to like internet shit.
Yeah.
Because now there's a whole part of like marketing where it's like if you can get enough people like making memes out of you and like clipping you up and making fun of you in a weird way, like you can crush it. There's that, do you know M.R? He's like a white guy who's doing like dance hall shit.
No.
No, his name, it's literally M. Dot, like spelled out. Dude.
Oh, shit.
I'm fascinated with this guy. He's a meme. But then you watch him and it's like, this is actually kind of good in a weird way, but it's also looks fucking ridiculous.
Is he a little bit Jamaican? Like
I don't know. I don't know if he's fucking like British or what. Actually, I've been meaning to figure this out because everyone's been saying is he Jamaican? Let me see. A white working class man from the Isle of Sheppey. Okay, so I guess Sheppey, I guess it sounds like he's from Jamaica. Yeah, so he's from the Isle of Sheppey.
Where the fuck is Sheppey?
I don't know.
Wait, that's in England.
So he's from England, all right. But England, but the Isle of Sheppey, I knew he's from England, but this Isle of Sheppey speaks patois.
Okay.
So he's from like England, Jamaica.
Yeah.
But dude, here's the thing is everyone fucks. If you like, all these videos that people are making fun of him, everyone's in the comments being like, dude, he's nice. The Jamaicans are like, dude, we fully stand behind this guy.
I thought the lightest you can get was Sean Paul. Remember him?
Oh yeah.
I thought that was
Sean Paul.
Yeah.
No, there's white dudes. There are just white dudes in Jamaica. You can be there's a lot of Asians in Jamaica. There's white dudes and
there's Asians in Jamaica.
Yeah, dude. Dude, Asian Jamaicans are sick, dude. Yeah, they'll hit you, get you with the wagwan.
Bet you their food is delicious.
Yeah, it'd be actually pretty good. But yeah, man. So I don't know, dude. Again, it's like it's an interesting.
So the new trend is they're taking popular songs. Like there's one from Hoobastank.
Mm-hmm.
What's that really popular one they had?
I know what you're talking. I'd have to hear, but yeah.
So they're taking them and they're just making them Spanish songs, Tejano songs.
Really?
And they're putting that bump behind it, and it's
it's gotta be nasty.
300 million views on these songs. And I'm just like, damn, and that thing, Tejano music,
was it Crawling in the Dark? That was one of their big hits. That was the big hit, and The Reason was a big hit.
The Reason, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's La Razón.
Damn, this was in A Dog's Purpose?
Oh, no, this is newer. Oh, no, yeah. So what they're doing is they're just taking cool songs and making them, Tejano songs, which Tejano died with Selena, pretty much. No new.
So that's what I'm seeking. Tejano is kind of like the ballad. It's like the Latino ballad.
With some of the singers, like Selena could sing a ballad. Could rip it. But there was no new stars after that. Like after the night, there's no new stars. And now they're all coming back, but all they're doing is ripping off English songs and making them, putting that in the back. And it's
another reason to go to war.
Going to war with Mexico.
Hoobastank.
But it's something within our DNA for some reason. I'm like, I know I shouldn't listen to this, but I have to. I love this shit.
Yeah, dude, that's your fucking rules, dude. Hoobastank with a sick fucking bump in the back that would get me fired up.
Yeah, can I play a little bit of it?
Yeah, please, man, please. Let me hear this. I'll give you my honest opinion. Man, it looks fucking sick, dude.
I don't know. This is the exact band
to be free and flexible and creative.
Mexican Cowboys is a power. I didn't realize how into cowboy shit Mexican dudes were.
Yeah.
They're way into fucking cowboy gear, which
crying, like tears, like bro, it's fucking razón, bro.
That's fair though, because I watched that Elvis movie and everyone's like, he stole black music, and it's like, all right, well now fucking we're even, dude. Until Hoobastank, dude, we're fucking even. Dude.
I watched Elvis and then I went down a rabbit hole and I learned too much about Elvis. Now I'm like,
what's up with him?
The thing that creeped me out the most is there was one. It was just like 14 years old was a special age for Elvis, meaning he liked 14-year-olds.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like when he was 14, he had a good time.
No.
That was it was his shit.
Yeah. And then there's pictures of him with like 14-year-old girls. Like, let me see.
Yeah, and that was totally fine back then, right? Or was it not?
I mean, what's his name? Great Balls of Fire married his cousin and shit.
True.
And she was 13.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh God, he's having
Yeah.
that's just him and 14-year-old girls.
Yeah.
Damn, and
And
he
he's
was
like
like, "Yo, get my
24.
picture. This is so sick right now."
Yeah. I mean, when he met his wife, she was like 13 or 14.
Yeah, and how old was he?
23. He was in the military.
Okay, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
She was 13 or 14. Damn, dude, that one to the far, those the second row right. They're clearly children.
Yeah. And he's super happy about it.
He seems pretty yeah, he seems like he's flexing right there.
Look at all these
Damn,
14-year-olds.
dude, if he had
have.
Instagram back then, it would just been him with the kids and being like, "Yo, fucking check me out, dude. There's so many fucking kids right now. I'm gonna kiss these kids, dude." Because in the movie they show him getting off a stage and just like kissing girls,
Yeah.
and then they made him look like 30-year-olds in the movie. They were just like 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see some of the backlash on him now though.
Yeah.
If he was just shaking his dick at your 14-year-old daughter through the TV, you'd be like, "Yeah, all right, fuck this guy, dude. Call the police."
What is he doing with his fucking hips?
Yeah, I didn't know he had the kids on lock like that.
Yeah.
In the movie, they were like, "Oh, our fucking 30-year-old daughters are freaking out. We got to stop this."
Yeah. And now people are like, oh, Drake, man, he's fucking grooming them. And it's just like, I mean, he is, but,
Yeah.
you know.
What's his grooms? What's his grooms he has on record? I know he talked to the lady from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Might have been a fan of the show.
I doubt it.
I love how you dodged that interdimensional demon. That was really fucking cool. When's your birthday?
Yeah. Yeah.
Although, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm just saying, like, when I saw like, he's grooming chicks and it was just like, who'd he groom? Like the lady from Stranger Things. I'm like, the boycott lady?
Well, I mean,
he might like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, he could have just been like, "Yo, I fucking loved what you did in that dimension."
No, they were talking dating advice. He was giving her dating advice. But he's doing it like, I'm like your big brother who wants to have sex with you when you turn 18.
But is that that's what it was?
I mean, I don't know. I'm getting it from Twitter and
true,
people on YouTube they show a picture and they're like, as you can see here, Drake. You know what I mean? It's like, man.
I did think I was listening to his new album, Walking My Dogs, and I'm like, I'm glad this guy, everything panned out for him because he would have for sure been stalking. Like, he would have been the dude stalking girlfriends and stuff.
Yeah.
It just strikes me, it's like, whatever, there's a lot of those dudes out there. But it strikes me that energy when I'm listening to it now. It's just like nonstop with the fucking, like, his ex-girlfriend. It's like, dude, get over them, dude. Just forget about it.
He'd still be playing high school parts on TV if he didn't make it in rap.
Yeah, there's a lot of like ex-girlfriend, like, "You fucking bitch, I told you." It's like, dude, fucking get over it. Why are you worried about your ex-girlfriend, dude? You're like a famous, I mean, I guess that's one thing to do. He did, I distinctly remember being like, yeah, this guy would have been a problem. He'd been like showing up to like Applebee's and shit and being like, "Just let me in. Just let me in, dude. I've unfinished." He has a lot of unfinished business, I feel like.
Yeah.
So very passionate.
I mean, emotionally, he's probably still 15 years old. So
true. I didn't think about that. Yeah. That does make sense if your ascent happens around that time.
And he has a lot of daddy issues.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, his father. I remember hearing about his father.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he should seek out male role models, dude, and stop worrying about 21-year-olds. That was the one thing that threw me. I mean, again, it's his legal right if he wants to, but it did throw me off to be like, I'm on Adderall in a club with a 21-year-old. And it's like, dude, you're a fucking menace, dude. That's a nightmare. Just, But again, I don't know. Imagine, though, if like you were saying, if I was like 22 and shit just started going so well, I would probably never leave the club. Like at 36, you're like, dude, it's never been better.
Have you seen him? There's pictures of him at the strip club. He literally has a box of money. It's like a full-on box, and it's just ones, but it's like $1,000 each one. And he's like taking off. And what's crazy, everybody around him looks bored as shit.
Yeah.
Just on.
Yeah, because you have to just be there and chill and just watch him. I mean, again, it's like best case scenario, that's a photo op. Worst case scenario, he's feeding. It would be kind of cool, if you go to like a beach and get the seagulls all riled up. I can imagine that's like a loaf of bread, dude. They just start to storm around you.
Yeah,
I can imagine that being kind of fun. I guess
there it is.
The box of money.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ, man.
He bought a whole fucking Tupperware of money to the strip club.
Oh my God.
And then all the people around him just fucking sad.
Yeah. Sometimes I want to be in a club, but that shit looks boring as fuck.
Watch when it shows everybody. Fucking bored.
Because they were probably all asking for raises for the last like 6 months. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys, things are tight. He brings in a Tupperware of like, that's got to be $40,000
At least.
Yeah, in ones. Yeah, man. Again, that's the that's supposed to be the pinnacle, dude, of success. Of just like
But if you're 15, that's the pinnacle of success.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
If you're once you're like, if my dad saw that, he'd be like, what the fuck? He's been spot on. My whole life I was always like, dude, my dad's got a bug in his ass about, he's so tight ass about stuff. Then you get older and you're like, yeah, he's right, man. I went to the strip club when I was 18 being like, my dad's wrong, dude. This place rules.
Yeah.
This is the best place. And you get older and you're like, it's sad in here.
Yeah.
These ladies' lives are fucking wrecked.
Well, not even I don't even feel bad for the dudes in there. I'm like,
True.
this is fucking gross.
Yeah, I might start handing out like men's rights YouTube pamphlets and like, bro, dude, don't give up the frame, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking hold it down.
You heard of the Tate Brothers? You need to listen to the Tate Brothers. I used to go to the strip club all the time, not to see the strippers.
For sure.
No, I had a friend. His name was Clay, right? And he was the bouncer. This big old 6'9", ex-Golden Gloves.
Jealous you knew the bouncer because I don't know any of the bouncers.
He was a comic too.
That's sick.
So he'd be like, let's go eat orange chicken. And so they didn't even make orange chicken at the strip club.
Nice.
But we go to the strip club and the guy would make it for us, right? And we'd eat there and we just talk and stuff. And of course there's titties around, but in San Antonio it's different because they have to wear pasties.
Dude, yeah.
And
might as well not even do it at all.
It looks like fucking old dog eyes. It's gross as shit.
I
Their
hate
nipples.
that. I hate that.
And then so anyway, so we'd go and we'd do that. And then after he passed away, right? And so what really freaked me out is the people that were going there. I don't want to say the worst of the worst.
What time were you there?
And late at night, midnight,
Okay.
1 o'clock in the morning. Not during the day or anything.
I should
like that.
deliver beer during the day and you'd see like 4 dudes in there just like hugging just holding on to them. You'd be like,
Oh, those are the sad dudes. Yeah,
God damn, brother. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So not the worst. You're saying worst of worst. These were just like
the
bad
drug
dudes.
dealers, murderers.
Yeah.
I remember his cousin showed up and he's like, we got to go. And I'm like, what? It's your family. Let's hang out.
He's
Right?
like, yeah.
He's like, dude, he just got off his case because the person who's going to testify him died. He was
Yeah.
going to testify and the guy's dead. So we got to go. And I don't know. And I'm talking to all these dudes and I'm like, look at this weirdo with gloves on and this fake braided hair.
Just kill you.
The guy's a killer because he's wearing gloves because he don't want fingerprints and he has 7 types of hair. So you don't know who.
God, dude.
Yeah. I was just like, oh shit. I didn't know I was around villains.
Yeah, I tried it on for size. I remember at one point I was like selling weed for a while and I was like, I get extra money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chill at the strip club. And it was just like, some lady just took like $100 off me and like got my number and took it, like came to my house, like I have $100 more. And I was like, yeah, here you go. And then I was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I doing? I learned really quick. I was like, yeah, I'll just chill here. It's normal. I should be here. I was looking, I did a similar inventory of the dudes around me and I was like, I'm not cut out for this.
No, at all.
I'm gonna go on home. Yeah, the dudes that can chill in a strip club solo on like a Tuesday night, it's like they're tough.
Yeah.
They're tough dudes.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nuts. It is a nuts place to be like, I'm gonna post up for a second. I tried it on. I was like, this might be my thing. I might be a solo strip club guy.
My friend, I remember
Wasn't ready for it.
in the Valley, we go to this strip club and it was the last time he was like, I'm never going to strip club because he went to the strip club and he's like, oh shit, I used to teach her. Like he's a teacher and
Yeah.
that girl used to be in his class and now she's 19 years old with a bad body stripping. And
Just about to say, yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh, you get a lap dance from her? He's like, this is creepy, dude. I gotta go.
Oh, when did he teach her?
She must have been 8th grade. So this is like,
Oh, that's kind of fucked up.
yeah, this is like 6 years later.
Yeah, he had to get out.
So he was just like, I know her parents and shit. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it was weird. It was very weird for him. I could see it on his face. Like this ruined it for me.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Which I like that because that means my friend's a good guy.
True, yeah.
Versus if he's like, oh, I remember when I used to teach her. I knew she was going to be bad.
True. That's
Yeah.
nice he did that. Although he could have went home and masturbated furiously.
He probably
He might
did.
have been like, bro, I got it. This is just too, I'm not with this. He's like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to go fucking rip one, dude. I got to go rip one right now.
Oh my God. I remember that, like the coaches and stuff and fuck, I don't know if I should say, fuck it. Where they would be like, we'd be talking about girls in school, but he's a grown ass man. And he's like, oh yeah, so-and-so's badass.
Yeah.
And we're over here like, yeah, I fingered her. And it's just like, And then later on, you find out after they graduated, they were just running through all of them.
Yeah, there was a lot of gym teachers who I think that's
Yeah.
negotiated when you hire a gym teacher. Like, yeah, you can fuck all these chicks
It's
too. If you
part
want.
of the pension.
We're not going to pay you really much, but you can totally fuck all the chicks. 'Cause
Yeah.
gym teachers are #1 offenders.
Yes.
They're the dudes who get busted big time. Like the football coach, gym teacher, who's like football coach / gym teacher. That dude is. I went to an all boys school, luckily, so there was zero hot, literally no hot chicks there at all.
The gym teachers go after the girls.
Exactly.
The English teachers,
Yeah,
those are the ones going after the dudes.
Well, they're hopeless romantics, dude. You can't blame
Yeah.
them. They're reading all these romantic stories all day.
And
And they
it's-
see a young boy and they're like, I love him so much, dude.
And you always think, like, how does somebody fall for that? And now looking back, like me and that same friend, the one that saw the strippers, like, oh, I got to get out of here. We look back at a guy that got kicked out of school because of some shit that happened.
Mm.
And we both look back like, and he tells me a story that I had never heard, and I tell him a story he had never heard. I was like, how the fuck did we not think that was weird as shit?
What was the story? What do you mean?
Well, his story was that we played basketball and he had a fever that day in a basketball game. So he's like, hi, Mr. So-and-so, can I just lay down in the back room you have? He's like, yeah. And he's laying down. And when he opens his eyes, he's on the floor laying down. The teacher's rubbing his back.
Mister?
Yeah. Big
Yikes.
dude. He's rubbing his back with his big old fucking hands. He's like, you okay there, buddy? You okay? Like moving his hair and stuff. And he's like, yeah, I feel a lot better. And he got up and left.
Oh,
And I was like, that's fucking crazy. Because what he did to me was I didn't have my homework, and I'm a senior.
Yeah.
I didn't have my homework, and he goes, turn around. I was like, what? He goes, turn around. I turn around, and he puts his hand right where my underwear is, right? And I feel the back of his fingers touch the top of my crack, and he grabs my underwear. He goes, next time, I'm going to hang you from here.
Oh,
And I was like,
what the
all right.
fuck?
And I'm like an idiot. I'm just like fucking frozen. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, you're saying you both had stories of close encounters?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like mine was a little worse.
Yeah, dude.
I can still feel the back of his nail touch the top of my crack. I'm just like, oh,
That's
shit.
crazy.
And I know he was in there just in English class. All,
This is the English. You had a big gay alpha English teacher?
yeah, and he wanted me to be, he's like, hey, my son's going to Texas State too. Why don't you guys be roommates? And I remember being like, nah, I'm good.
Oh,
I ain't being roommates with that
man.
guy. Fuck that.
I'm always mortified by dudes that are just on that and they're just kind of like, no, I got it. It's all under control. I'm just gonna grab this kid's underwear. It's no big deal.
Right? And I didn't know how to, because
I have so much anxiety day to day. I can't imagine harboring like I just like cornered a fucking high school kid and was like, you're very strong and attractive. And then just be like, all right, dude, we'll pick this up later.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, he wasn't going after, that's the thing, he wasn't going after freshmen.
He was going off the seniors?
Yeah, like we're seniors, we're,
Yeah.
especially in the valley, everybody's tiny. My friend's 6'4", right?
Yeah.
We're big dudes compared to everybody else.
He was hunting buffalo.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was hunting
Which makes me
buffalo,
think he's
dude.
like, I want you to give it to me. That's what I want.
And he got busted?
Yeah, and he had and his wife was like a principal too, and yeah, it got real bad for them. And because they were well known within the school district.
It's always, dude. It's always the case.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
Imagine catching that tongue lashing too. That's why I always try to tell my wife. I'm like, dude, there's guys out here doing fucked up stuff. You're on my ass about stuff. I'm like, I could be worse. She's always like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, there's bad stuff, all right? That's all I'm saying. There's a lot of bad stuff going on. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Imagine being like, did you grab a kid's ass crack? And you're like, barely touched his ass crack. I told him, dude, oh, it's gotta suck.
And then more and more stories start coming out about him, and then we're just like, why didn't nobody say shit? Why were we all like?
I mean, that's one experience. You can't even imagine being a woman married to a dude who was just like trying to blow seniors.
She had to know something.
You think? Yeah, they're usually
She had-
pretty.
yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm just not gonna say nothing because
Ugh.
as long as he keeps it under wraps and
I just wonder if there is a sick part of like a women's psychology that enjoys having like a highly scandalized husband and being like, ugh, he's disgusting.
yeah, I'm sure
Like
they have
Huma
that.
Abedin had Anthony Weiner.
Yeah,
She got to enjoy that, like put on big sunglasses and be like, he's a disgusting pervert. My husband's a disgusting pervert. I'm a victim. You know, Weiner has a talk show, by the way. Anthony Weiner has an AM radio show.
Ooh,
Mhm.
what does he talk about? Politics?
babes. No, he talks about politics.
I saw him on
Talks about sexting.
PBN or some
PBD. He was on
PBD,
Patrick Bet Davis.
Yeah.
My brother showed me, and I was like, no fucking way.
And he went nuts. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
This is conspiracy. Oh,
Dude,
like,
he kind of was crushing it. And just from like a debater's perspective.
yeah.
He was kind of crushing them in debate. And then he got to like PBD, obviously being a beast, dude, was just like, dude, why are you so weird about sending your dick to kids or whatever? And he was like, dude, I think he was specifically being like, what was the nature of your addiction? He's like, are you seeking help? And he was saying, he's like, technically I'm in Sex Addicts Anonymous. And what happened to me, I'm more of like he's like, it was more of a technology thing. He claims that he was more into kind of the immediate feedback of the digital age and he's like, dude, this was his words. He was crushing in the debate until this point. And he was like, and it's pretty creative, but he was like, dude, for me, it's not even about like what I'm even sending. It's like people can ask for gardening advice. Bam. I love the feedback. And then PBD's like, but you did send your penis to it. And he's like, yeah, that was just like part of the whole blur of the whole thing. And it's like, dude, you definitely don't get the same rush sending, like talking on Reddit. Like, I actually use fucking Percolate or whatever. He's like, you were fucking sending your dick to underage. He was trying to claim it had nothing to do with the content. It was just like those notifications, man, this is addictive stuff. And it's like, dude.
That's how you know how detached they are from reality, because that Subway guy, Jared, was just like, well, it's because I was fat and I was addicted to food, so now I'm addicted to kids. And it's like, that doesn't, there's no, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's like, I like treats too, dude. I like treats too. You're telling me if I quit the treats, I'm just going to be a menace to kids?
Yeah.
If I go on the keto diet, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start just driving past schools. I'm like, God, fucking damn it, dude.
Eat Subway, you're gonna fuck these kids.
Yeah, that was fucking bullshit, man. He's a pedophile. That's all. And that's the trouble, man. It's like, it's like I do understand. They're a conundrum because again, if you're an Eastern, that's the Eastern philosophy thing. It's like, yeah, dude, you just gotta let that kind of. I mean, I don't think they let them go there, but it's like, what do you do to those guys? Because we don't do much here for them. They don't get crushed as hard as you'd think.
No.
It's very bizarre that they don't get like the absolute worst of the worst.
Because I think too many of them are in, man, I'm going to sound like total conspiracy. They're in places of power.
They must be. They must have their boys, dude. Because it's like, dude, if I always said before, it's like, it should be the rule, like the neighbor rule. Like, who would you rather live next to, a drug dealer or a pedophile? It's like, I'd rather live next to a drug dealer, obviously.
Yeah.
Then it's like the less you'd want to have a person as a neighbor, the higher their sentence, the more they should be kept out of society.
Yeah.
So it's like, if the guy's like a meth cook, fucking put him on the top of the list. Pedophile, throw him up there. It's like coke dealer, not ideal, obviously, but like it wouldn't be the end of the world.
Weed dealer, great though.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Like you get him down here, but man. But for some reason, pedophiles there is not like it's not as big as you think.
Have you ever heard that TED Talk that got banned, where that lady's trying to like advocate?
I love banned TED Talks. But
Yeah.
What was she advocating for?
She was saying, poor guy, he's only attracted to 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, how would you feel if that's all you were attracted to?
Horny.
It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, they're trying
lady?
to rebrand them as minor attracted people.
Yes.
They're trying to slide them into the LGBTs.
No.
LGBTP, dude. Minor, I'm a map, a minor attracted person.
Blah.
Yeah, it's
That's the hill I die on.
You just can't do it. Yeah, you just can't do it. That's my thing. It's like, yeah, that sucks. I'm glad. Like, I hear you, but it's like people are gonna want to shoot you in the fucking face because it's like if you come around and you're fucking business casual with your Smirnoff Ices, dude, people are gonna shoot you. Especially once you have kids, you're like, dude, if there was a dude trying to do that, it's on in terms of like the enragement. It's on par. It's on par with murder.
Mm-hmm.
It's up there. It's like if someone. If you think about it, like what is something like your family members would be like, let's kill this guy for. If they murdered someone, it's like, let's fucking kill this guy.
Yeah.
If they were molesting, it's like that's enough for people to be like, I'll shoot this guy.
Yeah.
Like we'll go and we'll shoot this guy. That's that.
He's a sick dog. Put him down.
Yeah, and it's up there. But if for some reason it's like, dude, it's just
Well, the thing I had this, which is a weird debate to have, but I had this debate with another comic. They're like, well, it just depends on where you're at, because in South Korea, at the age is 21. So to them, we're all disgusting. You know what I mean? And he goes, and in other places, like in France, it's now 15.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, so who's to say You know, I'm just like, dude, you can't advocate for this. And
Yeah.
he was just, and then the response back, I go, can a child consent? And he goes, no. I go, therefore it's rape. You're advocating for rape is what you're advocating for.
I think we have and it's like one of those things where it's like, it's just like a governor where it's like, dude, yeah, you can technically date an 18-year-old woman, but like there's the legal aspect because you just have to have some sort of firewall.
Yeah.
And then there's kind of like, if you're 30, like, yeah, dude, you can date an 18-year-old, but like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, I mean, I think there's, man, I don't even want to, maybe I shouldn't bring it up, but when Seinfeld dated that 17-year-old, like it was weird because people were just like,
when did he do that?
He was 38. He was at the height of Seinfeld.
Maybe that's all there is to like, get rich as hell and then date teenagers. That is Elvis.
He was picking her up from school.
What?
Yeah.
Probably in a cool ass car with some coffee, dude.
Definitely.
Probably in a cool ass car.
Comedians get 17-year-olds. I don't drink coffee. Can I get hot cocoa?
He's under fire for the 17-year-old date.
Now. He's under fire now. He's not under fire when it was
happening. He started crying about the millennials, dude, and they were like,
yeah.
I'm like, dude, you dated a 17-year-old, you freak. And he's like, well, what's the deal with them? What's the deal with school zones, dude? Yeah, everyone, I mean, everyone's getting crushed, man. It's tough.
Google's ruining our heroes.
It is weird, though, that, it's like now, like, how did nobody know that? Nobody cared back then. Everyone was probably like, yeah, you fucking creep.
Yeah.
But back then, you would just kind of laugh. Like, man, it was back in like when I think when my dad was younger, like there were child molesters on the street. Like, yo, that guy's, they would call them creeps. Like, that guy's a creep.
And now, see, this is the type, People magazine, look who's in love. That's how they spun it.
Are they still together?
No, they're not together anymore. But this was him picking her up from school.
Oh my God, look at that fucking, look at the neck, go to the next picture. Look at that smile on his, look at that fucking smirk, dude. That's like walking through the airport with weed. You're like, just go, just go, just go, just go. Damn, so they're dating for a while.
Yeah, they did it for a few years.
But was he within his legal right then or no?
Well, he waited till she was out of high school in 18. But
so he courted her
for when she was 17.
Yeah, I heard a story. It was funny. I heard a story one time from a guy from another country where he was saying, I don't remember who this was, but they were saying like their father came back from some sort of military stuff, went to the high school, picked out a lady and was like, told the teacher, like, make sure she doesn't date any boys. That's going to be my wife. He went back away and came back 2 years later and like just married her. But she was for sure like probably 16. And he was probably like 19, 18 in the military or something. It was something weird. Maybe he might have been in his 20s. But yeah, I remember it was kind of funny to be like, make sure she's a good girl and doesn't date boys. I'm going to marry that woman.
Yeah.
He just came back and was like, yeah. And they've been married ever since.
Well, that's love.
That's the thing. When you put it that way, it's kind of sweet. It's like, yeah, it's kind of nice.
Oh, yeah. All your grandpa's stories, when they tell you stuff, it's like, wait a minute, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, because my grandfather was 23 and my grandmother was 16.
Yeah.
And they got married. They had 9 kids. And for some reason,
but here's the thing. Back then, you couldn't be gross about it because you were just like, yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Now you're being gross about it. It's like a fetish now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
maybe that's wrong, but it is a sticky issue. Your friend brings up a fair point by being like, yeah, dude, it's 21 back over there. Also, though, he's saying the age of consent is what? 21 to 21. Like so if you're 21, you can't date a 20-year-old, basically? Or they give
in
you that
South
cap?
Korea, it's whatever. I don't know exactly how it works, but if you're the way it is 18 here, it's 21 over there. And my response was like, yeah, but Koreans look a lot younger. So an 18-year-old Korean looks 14.
That's a fair point as well.
Yeah.
It's got to be on looks.
Yeah.
It's got to be hot or not. It's got to be a panel of hot or not.
Brazilians, 17.
Yeah. In Brazil, I think it's a lot younger too. I went to Brazil and I was over there when I was 21, I think. And I remember meeting a girl and her being like, we had made out, obviously, my bad. And she was like, 16. And I was like, what? Or 7, whatever it was. And she told me she was 17. I was like, and I told the dude, all we did was kiss. And I told this guy, I'm like, dude, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
He was like, nah, dude, we don't do that. That doesn't matter. Yeah. And I remember just being like, Puh. But yeah, I mean, that really happened to me. But it was like, I
like how you said, that happened to me.
I was a victim. But no, I remember just being like, to be fair, they're very, the women in Brazil are very forward and very kind of like, and I remember like, I was literally minding my own business, dude. And she fucking kissed me.
I was doing nothing.
I remember being like, ¿Cuántos años? There's a stage. And I was like, fuck. The dude was like, we don't do that here, man. Don't worry. And I was just like, no, I'm an American. I'm going to turn myself into jail and go to jail. But there's that. And again, I was literally 21 years old, but I think there's a big difference between that and being like 35 years old and being like, I have this island and we're all going to go to it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's like there is obviously, dude, it's like there's definitely a fine line. Like there is I'm not sounding like a pedophile, but there's for sure an intersection of youth and beauty, right? Like for sure.
Yeah.
If a woman's 80 versus a 24-year-old, the 24-year-old's obviously more attractive. So I do get that.
Yeah.
But it's also like, you can't just perv out on that line where it's like, fuck, oh, she's so fucking, that's where it's kind of like, dude, you're just being a pervert. You're just perving out on this lady. And then, then there's because there's a point where it's like, there's a 24-year-old's, you can marry a 24-year-old. There's nothing wrong with that. But then it's like, you just keep scaling that down. And eventually you are dealing with a child's mind for your own sexual pleasure. It's like, dude, it's weird and shitty and kind of creepy to do.
Yeah.
So it's like,
But they want fathers. So.
True.
Yeah.
You only have a good daddy. Yeah. There's be a good daddy. You need to be a good daddy then, dude. But yeah, it's fucking weird.
Because now Leonardo DiCaprio is getting shit because he's like
21-year-olds.
At 25, you're done.
I heard he has a program where they literally bring women. You have like what I've heard was there's a thing where a woman signs an NDA with like his people, and then he's laying in a hotel room blasting, I've heard MGMT on headphones, and he just listens to like Time to Pretend while chicks just ride out, and he's like, all right, thanks. Goodbye.
I mean,
I've heard he's got it like that, where it's just him in a hotel room, his people handle all of his pussy appointments, and they just send him through to Leo, and he just lays there. And, just listens to his playlist.
I'm going to defend him a little bit. Yeah. I'm going to defend him a little bit because this guy's been in the Hollywood cog for a long time.
True. He also paid his dues as a child star.
Well, that's what I was going to say. What did they do to him? I'm glad that they're 21 and up. Thank you. You know what I mean? That's the best possible thing that he could do. Everybody, think about everybody else. The horrible things that they did.
He paid his dues. You got to give it to him. Kevin Spacey was a true bad boy.
Ugh.
He was grabbing like boys' asses and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, his was a creepy. That whole thing. That was a weird. I mean, it really was just like a witching thing.
I can't watch American Beauty now.
Yeah, such a good movie, dude.
But like now it's like
him with that young weed dealer. And
like,
thanks. How do I smoke this stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
And at that time when we're young watching it, we're like, oh, that'd be, oh, she is hot. But I mean, we're the same age as her. And now it's like, what?
Oh, when he was, I forgot. There was he was with that was a whole story.
Yeah.
Forgot all about it. I was thinking him with that weed dealer worrying about, like, he's going to get that little boy. But no, it was him and his daughter's friend and all that stuff. Yeah.
And she's like, opens up her shirt and all the flowers come out. We're like, how artistic. And we're like, now, 2023 eyes, it's like, he's a pedophile. What the fuck?
Yeah, man. That was a huge shift in perception. We had, it was like the idea of like fucking teenagers when we were younger was like a joke. It was just like, oh yeah, jailbait. And now it's just like, that's a serious crime and you're a fucking, that has fucking shifted by the time when I was little. Even when I watched, remember Californication? Californication, the pilot episode was David Duchovny fucking a teenager. And then like,
oh shit,
figuring out she was a teenager and being like, oh fuck. And like the whole reveal was that like he worked with the teenager's parents. That was just like the opening scene.
Or Never Been Kissed. Remember that one with, what's her name? There we go. Yeah, it's, what's her face? What was her name?
Oh, fucking, Jesus Christ. I think I have Alzheimer's. The lady, she's the fucking from E.T. Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, Drew Barrymore. So this guy...
Dude, getting old sucks, dude. I definitely have Alzheimer's. My brain has just dumped so much stuff out. Like Drew Barrymore. Yeah. Drew Barrymore, she paid her dues too, I believe.
Well, yeah, she's getting drunk. But, so the teacher, which was this guy, which in this picture, he really looks like his character, like...
Hey, he does, actually. He looks like a bookish pedophile.
Yeah, he does. But he falls in love with her in the movie, and then is upset when he finds out that she's really not in high school and is a reporter that went into they went into high.
Why was she there?
Because she's a reporter. And so she goes back to high school to write a report on how high school is nowadays. And she pretends to be a high school person a high school kid, right, in her 20s, and the teacher's like flirting with her and falls in love with her, finds out she's a reporter and is like, oh, I don't love you anymore. And then at the very end of the movie, they meet up at a baseball field and it's a whole crowd there and she's standing there in the middle of the field and he comes out with his hands in his pocket like, I do love you. And they go out and the whole crowd cheers. And at the time, it was a good rom-com. Now it's like, what the fuck? Dude's a pedo. He's been a pedo the whole time.
I know, dude. That's crazy. And James Franco was in it.
And David Arquette is a brother who goes back and pretends to be in high school too, just to fuck high school girls. Yeah.
What? I was 99, yeah. Yeah, dude, it was a, oh my God, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, see, he pretends to be like, he's like, yeah, look at me. I'm
That's
a
kind of
young kid.
That's a sick and twisted lady dream, though. Because that's the other thing, too, dude. All women's shows are all high school dramas.
Yeah.
That's a creepy. I tried to bring that up one time as like a bit on stage, and everyone just kind of stonewalled me because I was like, all of our girlfriends are watching child porn. And everyone was just like, dude, stop. Get out of here.
See, that's her trying to pretend she's in high school.
Fuck, dude. That's such a sick and twisted fantasy.
And he saw her like, oh, this one's weak. I can get this one. This one, she's a dork.
Oh, Jesus, man. Yeah, and that's okay. So then he was kind of like the fun, like,
Yeah. And he was like helping her, like, you can do it. I'll help you fuck this teacher. See, look, they're all there. And then they kiss at the end.
I'm sorry, I'm not hot. I wasn't attracted to you when I found out you weren't a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked.
And it was just a cool romp scene. She thought, oh, he's not going to come out.
And he comes,
And there's a countdown.
I'll kiss your fucking old ass, I guess. Fucking bullshit, dude. This is fucking bullshit.
What the fuck was wrong with us in 1999?
I'm telling you, we were processing this stuff because it was like just a generation before. Well, maybe a couple. We were a couple generations removed from like women dying in childbirth. You'd get they would just ship,
Yeah.
someone would just ship you their cousin, be like, yeah, you can just marry her then. Get her off my fucking hands. She'd have 2 kids, croak in childbirth. A lot of dudes that ended up having like 2 or 3 wives.
Yeah.
Because you get married when you're young, and then you die at like 56. You just get like a heart attack.
That silent generation is probably full of pedos.
Oh, yeah. Big time. And you had to be a man about it, too.
Yeah.
You couldn't cry about it. You had to be a fucking man about it. If someone grabbed your asshole, you'd be like,
Yeah.
suck it up, dude. Don't be a fucking pussy. I don't want to hear you crying about this shit. That really happened. Like 2 generations ago, if you went to your dad and like, this guy touched my asshole, he'd be like, shut the fuck up, dude. No, he didn't.
Yeah.
We don't do that shit. And he's like, no, he fucking touched my ass. He didn't touch your fucking asshole.
Well, then you were asking for it, weren't you?
Oh, Flannery's asses don't get touched in this family. And they're like, all right, fuck. Yeah, the priest, they all turned a blind eye to the priest. The priest had a
Yeah.
field day, and they were like, don't you say that about Father O'Malley.
Yeah.
So he fucking sucked my balls. And he's like, dude, he didn't. So what the fuck? That sucks, dude. Because I had to go to Catholic church, and I remember being like, man, this place is kind of boring, but like, I mean, obviously getting molested too would have been the icing. That would have been like the total final straw. I'd be like, all right, enough. It's boring. And then I go get molested by the priest. That would just be too much.
How they move them around too. They move
Yeah.
them to like different countries and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh.
Yeah, it's tough.
What's crazy? I'm like, cause I'm Catholic, and people be like, "How can you be Catholic and be cool with that?" I'm like, I'm not cool with that. What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
That's like saying like, well, how can you be American and all the stuff that happens? Just like,
True.
you can love your country and hate your government.
True, yeah.
You know what I mean? I can love my religion and hate the fucking bullshit that they do.
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah, because you can take that argument anywhere. Just be like, and again, yeah, the Catholic Church was ripping pretty hard, but yeah, if you look into all those, there's a lot of places that were doing it.
The craziest talk I ever heard, and I fucking wanted to throw up, was it was a Catholic priest, and he goes, 2% of men are pedophiles. Only 1% of Catholic priests. I was like, time out. That's your argument?
I mean, dude, it's pretty good.
He goes, so percentage-wise, we're doing pretty good. And I'm like, are you? What the fuck?
I know. Dude, I read a lot of books on like religion and spirituality, and I read this one book, I think it's called Unconditional Love, and it was by this priest, and it's a beautiful, slim little book, and I like really liked it. It was a really, really nice book, and I was like, man, this guy's like, he's got to have other books. He's got to be more well known. Google his name, pedophile. I'm like, motherfucker, dude, pedophile. Boss, he came out and was like, he got like old and people came out against him, and he was like, yeah, my bad, I was a piece of shit, and just that was it. They just kind of carted him off somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I read another book of a similar vein, And this dude, I didn't even Google him. I was like, I don't even want to look it up. But he had this cool book, and he's talking. Towards the end, he was just like, there's something special about it. He was talking about like just the beauty in relationships, and he was like, okay, for sure. And then all of a sudden, he's like, yeah, and even like as like a male mentoring a young boy, I can be just like, I can like his beauty and his youthful radiance. And I was like, dude, what are you talking about? Why are you doing this to me again, dude? All these books. It was like the final chapter, and he just threw in this like super heavy just pedo pause out of nowhere, which was just like.
And that was the whole point of the book.
He just got to the very end, and it was just kind of like, what the fuck is this for, dude? Why are you doing this? What are you doing this? Why are you saying like just like I can? He's like, I can be astonished by like the youthful like radiance of a boy, and still just love him, but like that's there, and it's like, dude, what? Why are you putting the book was great. It was like the final little thing it was thrown in there. And it was like, why are you doing this, dude?
That was his confession.
True.
Yeah.
Could have been. I was like, why are you doing this to me, dude? But yeah,
I need you to like me at the very end.
The book kind of started lagging towards. It might have been trying to just to heat it up at the end because it started lagging. Then he's like, "Yo, man, boys are fucking kind of hot." Dude. Just like, I might have just misread it too. Like, boys aren't fucking hot. But yeah, dude. Well, dude, thank you for letting me do this, man. This is sweet.
Anytime.
I think we did like, was that now 2 hours and 17 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's a pleasure, man. Thanks for letting me do this.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I think I guess I'll chop this in half, but I don't know what I'll do with it. But either way, yeah, thanks. And to everyone listening, the squad will be down here pretty soon. But yeah, man, dude, do you have anything too you want to toss in there?
Sure. Comedy Frequency. You can check it out on YouTube. I got my album out, Toys for Sale. Check it out. So thank you.
All right. Well, thanks, man.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys. Brandon, our mutual friend from Rough House, sent it to me, and I was like, all right, and I'm pretty like precious with my time. So if someone's like, hey, do you want to watch this 2-hour thing? I'm usually like, yeah, I'll watch it. But I read the tagline. I'm like, dang, that sounds kind of cool. Dude, one night I saw through it. So congrats on that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's 85 minutes because I know that you know the 2 hours scares people, but
dude, now I feel like now documentaries are 6 hours.
Yeah, it's
the murder mystery doc.
Everything's long.
I know, but the murder mystery doc. I'm telling you, man, I don't want to start by it on a negative note, but like, dude, I would really like to move back from the 6-hour twisty murder doc. It's like I don't need to watch this for 6 hours. Just give me an hour and 20. Hit me with a twist at the end.
I agree. I'm the same way.
It's like a full work day.
Yeah.
I'm signing up to watch this lady get murdered. It's like, dude, hit me with the facts.
I know.
Give me the facts.
They're stretching, you know.
Yeah, true. But no, I thought your documentary was honestly fantastic. And just to like, I don't know, I don't want to give the whole thing away, but just to recap, I try to explain it to people, and I always sound crazy. It's about a guy who, by the guy alone, could have been what's his name?
Patrick McCollum.
I mean, obviously, you could have just done one on that guy alone. His life is crazy. He was a peacemaker, you know. He just does everything. But he got convinced somehow that he was the center of some ancient indigenous prophecy that he was going to, was it save the world or bring everyone back together and thus save the world by saving the Amazon?
That's right. I mean, the second part, yeah. So basically, these indigenous elders from the Amazon came to this guy at like a peace gathering in India, and they said to him, you know, we think you're this guy in our prophecy that we've had for, you know, hundreds of years. So different tribes of the Amazon, they all kind of got together and identified this guy and said, you know, we think you're this guy. And, you know, initially he's just like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just kind of a regular guy. I don't think I'm the guy. And they basically for 8 years kept coming to him and saying, you know, when are you going to come and fulfill this prophecy of ours? You're going to come and unite the tribes of the Amazon and essentially save the Amazon and restore the earth. And after many years, he's just like, all right, like, I guess I'll like do what I can and go down there. And
first of all, that's crazy he was able to fight that off. I would immediately be like, yes. I getting hit with the chosen one is my personal fantasy, so that's crazy he got to live that out. And it's nuts that he was like, no, I'm not. Which obviously you're the chosen one. If you're gonna be like, no, I'm not the chosen one, it's like you're definitely the chosen one.
Yeah.
So
he
was
right.
But dude, but then so I'm like, okay, that's first of all, that's like kind of a wild concept. Then you get into that guy's life, and it's like that guy was, I've never even like heard of or seen a guy like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Most
just,
talented guy I think I've ever
yeah,
seen.
yeah, no, that's kind of what drew me in. Honestly, the prophecy part of it was just, to me, just so bonkers that I'm just like, this guy's a bullshit artist. This is crazy, you know. And I was, incredibly skeptical of it. And then ultimately, first of all, I started doing a lot of research. I hired a private investigator, to look into this guy. He was saying he's best friends with Jane Goodall, and I didn't really believe him there.
I forgot about that. He was buddy with Jane.
Yeah, and then I reached out to her personally and got an interview, and she said this guy's the most fascinating guy she's ever met, and and so obviously that vouched for him. But really, what kind of drew me in was how weird and amazing this guy's life was. He was like the most fascinating guy I've ever met. He's a carny. He was a jewelry designer to, I guess, Ronald Reagan, John Wayne, and Russell Crowe. He was,
Did you say carny at first?
A carny. So he basically at 12 years old, he like joined the carnival for like 4 years because his brother got cut in half.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Okay.
And his parents
dude,
needed...
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't want to laugh at his brother getting cut in half, but yeah, his brother got fucking cut in half.
Yeah, and so his parents had to go basically take care of his brother, so he was left kind of on his own at 12 years old. And so what he decided to do was join the carnival. And there he kind of met all these freaks and married a prostitute, which isn't in the film, but and then
he's like a mythical guy. I swear to God,
it's mythical. It's like Forrest Gump. It's like Zelig. It's like the guy has literally done everything. You know? And so, I just felt like him alone as a character study. I don't know if you sort of like character study of movies or documentaries. Just him alone, I knew would be kind of fascinating. And then on top of that, you've got this whole prophecy. You've got, indigenous, going into this sort of indigenous world that, most people have no idea about, and learning about, their wisdom and connection and all that. And then having this guy kind of fulfill this prophecy. It's just like the strangest story.
And you kind of followed him around more so kind of like fact check the guy, which I could pick up on towards the end of the doc was pissing the guy off when you were fact checking him and he was just like, well, you don't believe me, dude? You don't believe me? I'm the chosen one to save the world. So I don't want to give it too much away, but it was, dude, the documentary is fantastic. So how does that work? You like when you want to do a documentary, I guess you just got a hot tip somehow and then you got to go like, you just follow the guy around. Like, what was it like? I mean, I guess you weren't with him all day, every day. When I see a documentary, for some reason, I imagine you're just like living, eating, and sleeping in the same quarters with the guy. I was gonna say sleep with the guy. You're sleeping in the same quarters with the guy, but it's like you're just kind of popping in, recording, popping out, going back and forth. What is that like after a certain time? Do you guys become like super close, or is it just kind of like all biz?
Yeah, well, everyone is different. I mean, this one I actually really did sleep at his house twice, which was pretty wild. I mean, his house, he's got two places, one in Moraga, California, and one in New Mexico, and they're both kind of really wild. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, in this instance, it was kind of on and off, and you just, I was kind of documenting him and following him, but it was really kind of on and off, so I would shoot with him for a few days and then like, maybe a couple months would pass. I would sort of shape the story a little bit more, then know what, something else is coming up. Then I would go and shoot that, until I kind of, was trying to wrap it all up and say, where is this going? When is this going to end?
How long?
That was actually the most.
And you filmed for how long, you said?
Yeah, about 3 years, on and off.
Dang. So that's got to be nerve wracking, especially if you're filming. You're like, all right, come on, go meet these guys, go do the stuff. Yeah. How did you handle kind of like trying to keep them on a timeline with that?
Well, I would constantly ask, like, where is this happening? What's happening next? Is the prophecy, going to be fulfilled? Like, because in our culture, we're constantly, we want results, we want, and plus, like, I don't want to be shooting this for like 10 years. Like, I've got other things to do and whatever. So, I would be, putting a little bit of pressure on him about where is this going? And that was kind of the most nerve-wracking part of this particular documentary that I made, was just that was so unknown where this was going. And I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you get involved in something, you have just no idea where it's going, and you think you're crazy. Why am I doing this? I couldn't even
like a marriage or something. Like a marriage.
Like you were saying, it's so hard to pitch. Yeah, exactly.
You have a little idea. No, a project like that would drive me insane.
Yeah,
to not know.
I was literally on the verge of insanity. Like,
yeah, especially because I don't know if you've staked it yourself or you have financial backers. You're doing this, and it sounds awesome, and you're like, "Fuck, dude, come on."
Well, this one I was kind of on my own because, as you said earlier, pitching this story to like Netflix and HBO and places like that. I mean, it's just so far out and so weird. They're not making this kind of stuff.
No, I haven't seen anything. Yeah, I haven't seen anything like that before.
And so even going to investors, they just look at me like, what the hell are you talking about? This is too weird. You're crazy. And so I was kind of on my own. At a certain point when I decided to commit to this, I realized that I was kind of going to be on my own here. So that put a lot of even more pressure on the financial. Also, like, one of my biggest fears is like wasting my time, I mean, if you spend 3 years of life, like, what have you been doing? You talk to your friends and family, like, well, what are you making now?
It's a tough one to explain.
I'm just like, yeah, this guy, he's in the middle of a prophecy. And they think they're like, dude, you're out of your mind. And you got to go see somebody, And so it's been hard to kind of, but I did see a vision, about this film. No matter how crazy it was, I knew that somehow I could weave all these really interesting things together into something really meaningful and funny and really bizarre. It's like a trip.
Yeah.
This whole thing's like just going into like a psychedelic kind of weird trip, but that also, I think, gives you a lot to think about afterwards.
Yeah, and especially, and again, it kind of does too. And I'm actually reading a book right now, speaking of the Amazon, about the first conquistadors who like sailed or like went down, I guess in a canoe or whatever, navigated the entire Amazon River. And the author went down there because he always likes to visit like the historical sites or whatever he's writing about. And he said the Amazon in particular is like, he's like, it's literally like a magical world. And he's like, there's obviously a lot of it's been like destroyed. But he was basically saying that if we do lose like the rainforest, we're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it like retains moisture. And if you knock down the trees and plant different trees, they don't retain the same amount of moisture, then it gets hotter and blah, 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 blah. But so hopefully it's true. Hopefully he does the thing. Cause it's like, I don't know, again, no spoilers, but I was like, you watch it and you go, maybe he did.
Yeah.
Maybe he did the thing.
Yeah. I mean, that was the whole thing. I mean, I would go to these gatherings, where he was essentially uniting tribes of the Amazon, and there would be these sort of smallish gatherings, there'd be tribes from various parts of the Amazon and well, let's just say about 100 people, and, I'd be looking at this and they'd be doing, indigenous ceremonial things with feathers, with fire and all kinds of things and connecting with spirits and so on. But from an outsider perspective, you're just looking at this thinking, what the hell am I looking at? This is so weird. This is about saving the world. Is he uniting the tribes here? But then I started thinking to myself, how does any business deal or even Jesus Christ, for instance, when he was doing his sermons and starting out and talking to people, it probably didn't look like anything. It's just him talking to people and doing about some weird stuff. And, no one would have said, this is the guy. He's going to,
this
is happening. Everything happens, even on big things that end up having these ripple effects that huge. They start off really small and they probably don't look like anything that's special.
Yeah. Well, that was
when you guys started your podcast. It's just you guys in a room, and then it becomes
far from glamorous.
So I'm like, yeah, exactly.
That was the meetups in the hotels where it's just like a 20-person meetup in a hotel convention center. That was kind of that was cracking me up. You're just like, bro, wait, this is the big meeting. I will say what I liked about him too is that like he would do those meetings and it doesn't look great. There's just a couple people strewn, and he would get out and be like, that was awesome.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That was what we needed to do.
That's exactly. He's like this insane optimist. And every time I would talk to him, it would just be like, literally, he just did the biggest thing ever. And I'd be like, were we at the same place? Like, what is going on here?
Yeah, no.
I don't know have you met people like that are just like so positive and so, almost in slightly delusional way, but it becomes kind of contagious and weirdly self-fulfilling.
Yeah, it is. I on my good days, I can kind of do that myself a little bit, but then, I slip all the time. I'll just go anywhere to do a show and be like, this is it. I fucked up. I'm done. I'm going to freak out on stage. I'm going to walk off.
Yeah.
Happens to me like 40% of the time. I'll be in the middle of starting a set and I go, well, I'm going to have to leave and everyone's going to be furious and I'm going to go home. I'm going to move back in with my parents. I'm on stage. This is the first like 7 minutes and I'm like, I'll just move it back in with my parents. It's no big deal. But yeah, I try to persevere. But there is something nice about that, especially now where like, I feel like intense pessimism and negativity is almost like in a way where it's like, it's almost cool to be like, fucking world's ending, dude. We're screwed. Everything's done. It's like, I don't like that stuff, honestly.
Yeah, I don't either.
You know what I mean?
I mean, dude, it's such a fight to stay positive,
Yeah.
but it's so important.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
well, it's like, how do you do
everything, dude. And once you start that negative talk to yourself, it's really bad, dude.
And yes, it's literally like the worst thing you can do, but there's nobody, in my opinion, there's like no emphasis put on the responsibility of not being a gigantic bummer.
Yeah.
Because if you ever had like a, I remember having like regular jobs, 90% of the people I've worked with were like massive, just chronic bummers. Every single person I've worked a regular job with shows up and they're like, shit sucks.
Yeah.
No other way. This is what it is.
It's a cultural thing.
Yeah. Just show up and be like, another day here, this fucking bullshit ass place. I hate this place. And you're like, dude, I just got here. Can we just chill a little bit? So yeah, I mean, I wonder what people would need though, because I don't know. I feel like without religion, I don't know what else could possibly stoke somebody day in and day out like that. You know what I mean?
It's somehow a mindset. I mean, even like, making documentaries, it seems like the greatest thing ever. Oh my God, you get to tell that story and this one and that one. But on a daily basis, the grind of it and the pressures, it's so easy to get into that negative talk.
Have you ever been tempted?
Even the best things. I mean, they should teach it in schools, about kind of the art of positivity and because that's all related to this mental health.
You need it.
You know what I'm saying?
You need that. The problem is it's being delivered by school teachers who can be a little negative and nasty. You know what I mean? It's tough.
Yeah.
If you're like a 27-year-old lady being paid $30,000 a year, it's tough to get the kids and be like, guys, life is awesome. Life is great. Yeah. You guys just got to believe in yourselves. Yeah. The teachers, that's one job I would like to have, but it's I don't know if I could do it, man. Especially like, it'd be one thing if you had like other sources of income, but if you're just living on that, like the teachers I've talked to, apparently they just get crushed by the administration because they're like, you have to do it this way. Yeah. None of it makes sense, but this is the way we're going to be funded. And every parent is like, dude, you suck. My kid's right. You suck, blah, blah, blah. So
with coaching too, it's similar about the parents getting involved.
This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. The big game is right around the corner. Once Championship Sunday hits, there's only 3 more football games this season, which means you're running out of chances to get it right this football season, and there's no better place to get it right than PrizePicks.
Oh, yeah.
With player picks and team picks, you can pick how many yards the QB will throw or who will join Bad Bunny on stage. Oh.
Don't do that, Bill. Bill, don't do that.
No intense zoom ups, dude.
Bill, no intense zoom ups.
Dude, it's out of our contract.
I don't like the way I look. And what you're doing is, that's not right.
It's like an upskirt.
Guarantee what? I don't like it.
That's literally like doing an upskirt on a lake.
Guys, download PrizePicks app today and use code DRENCH to get $50 off in lineups. Start it over. No, hold on.
What specific players do you think you're going to do really well?
I think Christian McCaffrey is going to continue to do well.
He dominated.
Download the PrizePicks app today and use code DRENCH to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DRENCH to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. Oh, man, I love that.
I don't know. Like the pressure for coaching, I don't know if that's like, is that like scholarship pressure? Like I played sports. My parents were just like, we're happy you're out of the house. They would show up and be like, great.
Yeah,
Scored 0 points.
Mine didn't show up that much, but yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
No. But I'm just saying, you know, I didn't. Sometimes it's a good thing, you know, if your parents aren't there every single.
I prefer them not to be there.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't like if they came. It was like sucks.
Yeah.
Then like, you know, I would ride the bench for most of it. There's nothing worse than your parents showing up and you're on the bench the whole game and you're like, I'm sorry I brought you guys here.
I know. Yeah. I agree. That happened in college a couple of times, you know, when I played.
You played college ball?
Yeah, I played college hockey.
What?
At Yale, yeah.
Damn, dude, what the fuck? What position?
So I was a forward.
What?
Yeah.
What the hell? I didn't know you were a hockey player.
Yeah.
You don't strike. I mean, again, I'm not saying you're not like rough and tumble, but you don't strike me as a fucking college hockey player. How'd you keep all your teeth?
Weight. Yeah, we wore masks in college, you know.
Yeah, oh, okay. Fair enough.
When you play it professionally, then the masks come off. But
why?
I don't know. I don't know why they kept that rule. Maybe they wanted people's faces to stay intact.
Yeah.
Until you play pro.
Till it's time to take the mask off and show show that beautiful hockey face.
Yeah, it's for advertising. They need to see the faces.
True, for the game. Yeah.
Because if you're wearing a mask, you can't relate to the players.
Yeah, that's true. So what was the hockey grind like growing up? Because you must have played.
It was tough. Yeah,
that's a sport you play like early in the morning.
Yeah, it was you know, like anything, just such a huge commitment. But to find ice time oftentimes, like when you're a little kid, you have to wake up at 5 a.m. and before school and stuff like that. I think a couple of times a week.
Damn,
but it was you know, just like it was just a huge commitment your whole life. You know, you want to be a great player. You want to play. Did you
cop the scholarship to Yale?
They don't. You know, they give financial aid. So if they look at your income and decide what they to do with you. You know, they're not allowed to just. I don't know about now, but back then, you know, that's how they did it. But I got offered a couple scholarships from like Notre Dame and other places. But
so you're nasty.
I was.
You don't want to toot your own horn. I get it. So how many documentaries have you done?
I've directed 4 and then, you know, made 5.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What was your favorite one, you think?
You know, well, this one, they've all been very different, but one that's kind of near and dear, we're talking about hockey. Well, I've actually done several that are somewhat hockey related, but I really love In Search of Greatness, which is about the greatest athletes of all time and about the nature of greatness, told from the perspective of the greatest athletes. And it's really about kind of creativity and about how, you know, most of the greatest athletes, from Gretzky to Tom Brady to, you know, Messi, they're not what we think they are. They're actually on a spectrum of like athletic ability and speed, and they're actually like worse than the average athlete, strength and speed. Gretzky, let's take for instance, you know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean he was like an anomaly. He could barely bench press anything. He wasn't very necessarily fast. He didn't have the hardest shot. But he was just, because of these weaknesses, he had to figure out, you know, another way to play the game. And he just, you know, was the greatest ever by far, you know, because he had to come up with these compensation tactics. So he thought faster. The same thing with Tom Brady. If you look at his combine score, whatever.
Yeah.
So what I was trying to argue is that I think we see sport in the wrong way. We're not looking at the right things, you know. And for me, it's all about like creativity and sort of what we do with our weaknesses, you know, and that we can actually reinvent our fields by thinking about sport or whatever it is in a completely different way. You look at artists, it's the same thing, you know. In order to reinvent something, you have to, it's not what you think. You know,
I know what you're saying. It's not all about like the 40 time. It's not all about blah, blah, blah.
It's totally the opposite. It's about the mind and about creativity.
That's pretty cool. Did you see the movie Inside Out 2? I don't know if you've watched that with your kids.
I don't think I...
Dude, Inside Out 2.
About emotions.
Yes, it's all about emotions and stuff, but there's a part in that where, you know, it's all about the kid having emotions get out of control, and they got to find some like equilibrium, and that's kind of like the whole movie basically. But there's a part in the end of Inside Out 2 where the girl, Josh, you've seen this movie? this girl's having a tough time. Her emotions are all out of whack. She's obviously hitting puberty too, so there's like new emotions. And there's a part where like it all like the thing you're talking about finally clicks, and it shows that like she's all like gung ho, like I gotta be the hardest and fastest, and then like she just gained some sort of peace in herself. And there's a thing where she's like skating serenely through the ice, playing hockey, and I started to cry. Yeah. It was just such a beautiful. It stuck with me for 3 days. Just I was like, God, man, that was it, because there's so much going on in her life, and then she just was like quiet inside her head, and she was able to just like part through, like having fun rather than like gnashing her teeth.
That's exactly what the point of this movie is. And in fact, my greatest memories of maybe in life are like playing hockey in an outdoor rink, just skating on my own, and just like that, enjoying kind of the feeling of it. And, it's magical. You know? And that's what the essence of life is in sport too. It's just this feeling of freedom and being able to experiment. And it's the same with, I'm sure, comedy too. It's all about just that period of experimentation and just unstructuredness about it, that creates.
Well, yeah, once you get in your head, it sucks. It becomes a nightmare. If you get in your head,
and it becomes ritual. I got to do this. I got to do that.
No, I was talking to, I'm blanking on the guy's name, Kirk Fox. Who's a guy, Kirk Fox is a comedian. He's in LA. And, I was at the mothership, and I was just like in one of my little funks where I'm like, I had like started doing newer material. I had to work out the hour, and I was just like, possessed, being like, this has to be good. And I would just go on stage, and I could feel crowds being like, ugh, because I'd come out like, hey guys, and they'd be like, that's not what this is about. You should be having fun and making us have fun. And I got off, and I was about to go on. Maybe I was between shows, and I was just like talking to him, like, I don't know, I'm just like fucked up right now about all my stuff. And he just like looked at me, and he's like, who cares? Like, just go have fun. Stop being, it's such a simple, that's it. Such a dumb thing. But I like at the moment it hit me, and I was like, God damn it, you're right. And I went on after that and had a blast. And I was like, I was doing a disservice to everybody else by being so self-centered and being like, no, I have to be the best. This needs to be great. It's like literally a scourge. Like we
all fall into that crazy trap, but it kind of comes back to what we were talking about earlier about positivity and just kind of having fun with things, and trying to find that somehow, because you get pulled back into that seriousness of the negativity, and you know what I'm saying? And you can't.
Oh, dude, it's literally the worst.
You can't perform either as well,
No, it affects all things. I'm up the age now. I'm turning 40 in like literally a week, and I like clockwork now. Like I was. My whole life, I've been so cocksure in terms of erections. And man, like I'm noticing now, I'm like, dude, if I even think about anything else while I'm having sex, you know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah.
Like if anything else enters my field of awareness, if I start going like, what's this like? It's gone. Not even gone, but it's just not, it's not the dick. It's not the dick. It's gone. And it's like, it's been fun for me now being like, all right, how do I, what do I got to let go of? And maybe it's just going to get worse and worse as I get older. But that's that's an interesting one. I've never had that problem. And like, I mean, that's like a very, localized example, but we'll see. That'll be my next quest to see if I can somehow overcome that. But it's,
plus like, if you're with the same person, it's a little harder.
What are you talking about? What are you even talking about, dude?
No, it's amazing. But
I'm just powered by the strength of our connection. I have no idea what you're talking about. No, yeah, obviously, it's like,
sometimes I find that like if you close your eyes and not that you still connected to your partner, but
turn on the lights and put on earplugs.
Focus more. No,
it does
internally and sort of how you're feeling, and less stimulus. So it that helps a little bit too.
I think so. For me, I just eat pussy and I recharge. But the
that helps.
That's the move. I go, babe, time out. I need a water break. I need a water break, babe. But I agree with you, man. It's like, that's if I could somehow, if you think about distilling all of your life's efforts into like one thing, for me, it really is trying to figure out how to kind of spread the stoke as much as possible. And not even like, I feel like it gets a bad rap because there's that like vapid version of that where you're like in the mirror being like, you're a champion. Or it's like not that at all. No. It's like, no, you're a worm. And you're pathetic on some level, but despite all that, you can still transcend that inside yourself and not be a total drag on your own life and, everybody else's.
Yeah, like when people say, I hear this saying all the time, well, you got to love yourself. You got to love it. I can't quite.
Did you ever try?
I do. I almost, it's just a weird thing, so I don't even think it's that.
I don't think
you do have to, you shouldn't like hate yourself and beat yourself up. That's the thing. But yeah, loving yourself. How do you do that? Oh, I love you so much, Gabe.
It's the weirdest thing. I've literally tried this.
I can't.
I was on LSD one time, and like towards the end of it, I got this wave where I was like, I gotta show up for myself. I gotta love myself. And I like looked in the mirror, and the first thought in my brain was like, shut up. And I was like, all right, my bad. Try to love you, but you pushed me away. But yeah, I personally think, I think that's one of those things that like, it sounds great. And then you try it practically and you go, okay, sure. Like this is impossible. Yeah. I personally think you should not beat yourself up like you were saying. And just rather than trying to play some weird mind game with yourself and like loving yourself, just go do something for somebody else.
Yeah,
that's the easiest. That's easy. I can pump someone else up. I can show someone I love them. But yeah, that whole thing, like, love yourself. I don't know where that comes from or like where that even originated, because there was no way. I think that must have come in like the 80s. Like that was, nobody said that in like the 50s, 60s, 70s, maybe 70s and 60s. But
I do think that love itself is a key to it. That feeling of like, if you can get that right here to, love other people and, to get that feeling for other people and for life, and it makes a big difference too. It's similar to positivity or whatever, but that feeling of love is what I think we all crave.
Yeah.
And not to be cheesy or whatever, but there's something to that too.
For sure. That was the
that's when you say helping other people.
Yeah.
It's that
makes me feel good.
That transforms you. If you could wake up and sort of try and channel that feeling of love rather than hate or,
Yeah, or I mean
it's what all religions, what all spiritual traditions, are saying, and all the great people from, Gandhi to Martin Luther King, it's the key.
Yeah.
Seems to have a, a good,
for me, it's like, good. If I want to try to alter my own mood, it's such a labyrinth and mind game that it's like, I'm just going to end up probably having a panic attack. If I like close my eyes and start going like, all right, dude, let's make yourself feel as good as possible. I'm going to end. I literally did this the other night. I was like putting my kids to sleep and I lay on the floor while they're like getting ready to fall asleep. And I like started having a panic attack and I was like, all right, I got to get out of my head. But I can easily text my wife and like, you look great today. And she's just like, oh my God, thank you so much. And then I'm like, all right, I feel good now.
Yeah.
But when you try to apply it yourself, it doesn't work.
You can, yeah.
So what I do is I do really nice things for a lot of people. And then I keep score if they do nice things for me. And then I eventually explode on them and say, you've done nothing for me. Told you look nice 10 times this week. But yeah, man, it's
keeping score is
can't keep
tough.
score. Can't keep score.
Yeah.
You just got to be
especially if you're married, geez.
Can't keep score.
Yeah.
You can tell them how hard you don't keep score. That's what I do. I go, look, the other day you left your stuff out. I didn't say anything, but I don't keep score like that. So
yeah, exactly. Right.
But marriage is one of those things that like, yeah, man, it's like, if you really want, because I feel like, again, I only know my own self, but I do feel like, let's say collectively, it is like a furnace, because it's you and another person. You have different ways on like, this should be done this way, this should be done that way. And in my experience, you either like let go of a lot of stuff or it just fucking explodes. Like there's no other way. You have to,
Completely.
and if
and also you got to really anticipate that people are going to change, that nobody stays the same. That's not the point of life, is to stay the same. It's to, people are growing, they're doing different things, and to anticipate that, and then really, I think, make that just commitment to kind of go with it and weather it, and not fight against it.
No, I'm telling you, I used to always when I was younger hear people say like just that similar like kind of folksy happy wife, happy life stuff, and I'd always be like, I'll never give up. And then you hit the point, you go, I fucking give up, dude. I'm done. I'll just fucking clean up my plate or whatever you're so freaked out about. But yeah. But it's good. You know what I mean? It's like, it sounds not, but it's like, I don't know. Like, you know what, for me, this is like kind of different, but like COVID for me, like this whole thing about like being kind to other people. Cause I was like, I'm a nice guy. And then like, I would notice, like, I didn't notice how much I did this before COVID, but I would be in a grocery store and I would just see a person and like my brain was constructed to like keep myself somehow above anyone around me in any way I could think of. So I would like I would see like a tall, handsome, muscular man. I'd be like, fucking loser. Guy's probably a big dork, thinks he's so fucking cool. Guy's literally probably a dumbass. And then I would just see like a lady and be like, look at that fucking lady. And I would just do this in my head.
Yeah,
like,
all
the time.
I'm the same. Not now, but
No, I would do this all the time. I'd
we're-
walk around and go, fucking look at this guy. And then COVID heightened it because it was like people would have the mask. I wasn't a fan of it. I was like, I think it's weird we're all afraid of the air. So I would go out. I wasn't being like super aggressive with it, but like if I was outside walking my dog, I'm not wearing a mask. Like I'm fine. I'm not worried. We're all far apart from each other. And I would get like dirty looks in my neighborhood because everyone was like completely K95'd up. And I had that, like it like heightened that thing in my head. So now it was like enemies to me. And I was like, fucking look at this fuck. Now I was like really amped up. And I remember, I think I was in like a Whole Foods or something. And I realized somehow that every time I'd walk past a person and be like, look at this fucking piece of shit, it gave me a bad feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just, something like snapped in me to where every person I saw, I'd be like rooting for them on some level. I'd be like, I wish them the best. And I'd still have that, like, look at this fucking lady's weird ass fucking pants. But I would be like, but I wish her the best. And dude, I'm filled with like an incredible sense of peace. And ever since I've been, because the whole thing for me is like, even if you see somebody who's like kind of unbearable, like maybe doing something crazy or whatever, once you have kids, you're like, oh, that's somebody's kid.
Yeah.
So like if my kids were out in the world, God forbid someone walked past them or like, nice fucking hat, dumbass, I'd be so upset. So I started being like, well, I'm going to treat everybody like they're someone else's kid. And, and it's like, cause I would hope their parents would like want them to be treated nicely. And if their parents don't care if they're treated nicely or not, then they need even more kind of like love and careness or loving care, whatever it's called. And
having kids really helps with taking that kind of perspective too, especially like with your own parents. Like once you have a kid, thinking about your own parents, how they dealt with you, and having a little bit more respect for that, being a dad and having a dad,
Oh yeah.
And other people too, like you're saying. But I don't know what that is. I had that same thing about judging everybody, and it's a weird, where does that come from? You can't, even if you're self-aware, you're like, why did I keep doing that?
I have a theory. And it's my theory is that, so I think it goes all the way back to like, it's just a thing in nature. Like if you're an organism,
you have to size everything up.
Exactly. But if you're an organism, say, and like there's a bigger organism than you, you have a fear of annihilation instinctively. You're going, this thing's bigger than me. Now I'm going to die. And I think humans have so many dimensions to judge where it's like money, looks, success, it's like infinite. Like
comparing.
So if you sense someone somehow bigger than you, then it's like you have to somehow cut them down in your head because there's like a weird innate fear that pops up. That's my theory.
Yeah.
So you just walk around the day all day. And then if there's someone that like you can just completely slam dunk on, it's probably just a feeling of victory where you're like, this fucking piece of shit. So
yeah,
I don't know. That's my theory about that. But it doesn't help you. And the thing is you think you get this buzz off it, but I really think it makes you feel worse.
Yeah, it does. It's kind of like when you're in grade school doing that, and it starts there almost.
Oh, for sure.
Kids making fun of other kids. And you still feel like when you're an adult doing that, you feel like you're a kid essentially still.
It's a rough
I mean,
well, it's one. I mean, if you're with your bros, it's fun. It's fun to mess around with your bros like that. But yeah, if you're out and like in public around someone who's essentially a stranger, and you're like, I know a lot of people do this, and just start just absolutely ragging on people. I'm like, bro, you can't do that. It's not nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, that helped me with social
with comedy though. Don't you always have to be observing and like, it's part of it is picking people apart or their idiosyncrasies, and
I'll do it.
Part of the
If I'm struggling on stage, I'll sacrifice a crowd member just because I'm like, I'm not doing well, and I'll just absolutely sacrifice somebody.
Yeah.
And I know I'm like, this is wrong, but I need this laugh right now, and I'm gonna make fun of your hat, and I'm gonna make you feel terrible right now so that I can continue. And I know it's not right, but it's
or you're doing it to yourself too, like about your own life and how. Yeah.
Oh, I do that, but if I that's an easy trick to get a crowd on your side. Just absolutely just crush somebody in the crowd, and then they're like, "All right, any of you guys want this? You better start fucking laughing at me. Yeah, I will fuck you." No, that's how growing up, my family dinners were like that though. Like I was one of 6 kids, and we'd all sit around the table, and it was just like it was a war zone. Like everyone would start making fun of each other. Yeah. Like my dad would get involved, and like he would just like, it would be one victim. You'd be if the light turned on you, everyone would start just saying whatever they could to just completely humiliate you. Yeah, and you had to like strike out against somebody else, and it would turn the attention on them. And it was like every night at dinner.
It's probably how your comedy started. No,
it could be. I don't know, but it's definitely that could be at least where that very critical negative voice came from, because you'd be eating and like, did you have 5 other people being like, look your fat legs, and you'd be like, fuck, you know, you'd have to fire back somehow. Yeah. So it's not the best, but it is fun. I don't know. I do think it's fun though. Like fucking with people, if they're, you know, I don't know, even when they react negatively to it, it is so much more fun. If you catch someone who takes themselves so seriously.
I know, right?
I'm kind of like a bloodhound for that. If I detect somebody's kind of like getting like pissed like that, I can't help it. I'll start like needling and messing around.
Yeah.
But
when we were kids, my friends and I would just kill each other. Like, I assume it's like in every circle when you're a kid, that we just kill each other. Yeah. Over and over. It's part of the whole, but people would laugh, you know. I mean, it's funny too.
That's a difference. If you got to be able to take it. Yeah. Because that's my mom's big critique of my dad loves giving it out, but if you get him, he's just like, you guys are assholes. He doesn't like it at all. Loves dishing it out, can't take it. Yeah. Which I think that's probably everybody, but nice, man. So the sports doc. So you're talking Gretzky. Who else is an example of that? There's Tom Brady, Gretzky.
So Rocky Marciano, who was one of the greatest, obviously, boxers ever of his time, was like, really short. He had no reach, but he developed this style, where he would just really, like Tyson had this too. He would get he basically was undefeated, and he would get close and basically like hit from up close. He would just keep, get really,
stay in your face. Yeah,
exactly. And he was undefeated, but his body was like, was not meant for heavyweight boxing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She was short, not very heavy, and had a short reach, but developed a style like Lionel Messi. I mean, he was also shorter than most people. He had this, human growth issue where he like wouldn't grow when he was a kid and had to get testosterone, but he was, he also developed this flea-like style of like, deking people, and he was so good with the ball and smart, you know what I'm saying? So he had that deficiency, but he overcompensated in other ways. I mean, you go through even Jerry Rice, so he's one of the best receivers in history. He said he wasn't very fast, but he basically memorized timing and routes so perfectly that it gave him that, competitive advantage, because he was in the right place at the right time, knew exactly when the ball was coming. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just thinking of other.
No, that's really nice too, because especially like with little kids, I've noticed it's like, maybe it's always been that way, but like I'm just noticing now because I have kids, but there's like a serious paranoia about any even signs of like, is this kid showing any developmental delays and blah, blah, blah. And people really freak out about that. And it's nice to think like, rather than trying to like force my weaknesses to become something they'll never become, how can I kind of, adapt and kind of, play to my own strengths and weaknesses?
Like even like Greg Maddux, I was just thinking, I mean, he's not even in my film, but like same thing. I mean, he sort of doesn't really look like a baseball player. Like he's a little bit schlubby. He's not that tall. He's not that strong, but his accuracy and his ability to understand batters and, was on a whole nother level. Yeah. You look at every sport, every of the greatest athletes, it's something like that. that's completely unexpected. You know, I call it like Polsky's law, because it's like everything you see, everything you see is like the opposite.
Yeah.
You know,
That's pretty cool. You
it's
coined
a
that?
paradox. I did coin it.
Damn.
I say to my family, I don't like, well, now here on the podcast, but
What?
just that I don't like to be like a douchebag, you know?
Why? Coining, no one else is going to do it for you.
Yeah.
You don't do Polsky's law. People are going to take it and they'll call it maybe McCusker's law.
Everything you see is the opposite. Yeah.
So what is the law again? You're saying everything is opposite as what you...
Everything is the opposite of what you see, you know, what you think. So if somebody's like happy all the time, you know, like smiling, you know, they might be, you know, the saddest people.
Gotcha.
You've seen things like that, or, you know, these sort of paradoxes of opposites.
Yeah, like the surface, the thing you present is, the reality is
Exactly.
probably compensating.
Yeah.
Hey guys, real quick, I have some shows this weekend coming up. I'll be doing live stand-up comedy. I'll be at the Belding Theater in Hartford, Connecticut, January 23rd. That'll be Friday. Saturday, I'll be at the Egg, the Hart Theater at the Egg in Albany, New York. Both those shows are almost sold out, so please come. And if you want to come, there's a few tickets left. Also, I'll be in Las Vegas, then Denver, Boise, Idaho, Salt Lake City, Cleveland. Just go to mattmccusker.com. There's a bunch of other places for tickets. Thank you.
I'll be in Helium, Atlanta tonight, Thursday through Saturday. Please come if you can. If I know the weather's going to be bad, but I'll still be there, so please come. SeanGardini.com. The link is below. Thank you very much.
I'll be at Dallas Hyenas the 23rd, which is Friday, or in Yellow Rose Cane on Saturday. Panties in Your Mouth podcast. Come on, guys.
Fair. Did you ever see the guy there's a guy on Instagram who does facial scanning where he'll be like, all right, this guy has this kind of face, and he has all these funny names for this, like tree face, block face, and it's not like a derogatory thing. He's like, these are the facial structure terms, but he says like no one's two eyes are the same, and he'll be like, so he'll cover up the left eye, and like the right eye is the eye of the father, and that's your secret hidden self, and like look how afraid he looks in this eye, and they cover this eye, and they'll be like, this is the eye of the mother, and this is like your outward personality, but it looks like angry. It's really kind of fascinating.
Wow.
And when you see it, it's like it's not complete bullshit, because like everyone does have like slightly different looks in each eye. I've been in the mirror nonstop the last couple of weeks just trying to like see which side
That is.
which eye is what and like what it says about me. It's kind of a terror that he like looks at people's faces and he breaks them down to a T. And some of the people are people he like knows nothing about. And then the producer goes, "Oh, this guy like killed his entire family." And he goes, "Well, yeah, I told you he looked kind of fucked up." And the craziest thing they said, there's a term called I forget what it's, but it's called whites on three sides of the eye. So like when people have a lot of white showing underneath their eyeball, he's like, that's like a giant red flag. Because he had done the guy, I forget his name, the guy who killed his parents, Nick Reiner. He did a facial analysis of that guy, and that dude's eyeballs are like you see a lot of the whites under his eye. So I've been on the lookout for that lately. But it's like a Japanese saying for whites under three sides of the eye, and it's like kind of if you see that, be careful.
Oh, wow. That is cool.
Sanpaku, is that what it's called? Oh yeah, Sanpaku, whites on three sides of the eyes.
Yeah, I feel like all those serial killers, they all have that look.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a stereotype.
I don't know.
But they do have, I don't know if it's like, they took too much acid or whatever.
Could be.
Yeah.
The funny thing was, I heard about that whites on three side of the eye thing, and I kept saying to myself, like, I would hear people be like, "Oh, I just did like a bunch of ayahuasca," and a lot of them would get this wonky look in their eyes, and it's literally, it kind of looked like you could see a little bit underneath, and I could never like pin down like what is that about that, but it was like I don't know.
Yeah, I've done.
Have you done ayahuasca?
Yeah, do I have that?
How do you? No, you don't have that. You're free from what's it called again? Tanasaki.
Yeah.
Sanpaku. What's your thoughts on ayahuasca?
It's very mystical. It's opens kind of like a portal to different dimensions that, it's very hard to describe, but it's very mystical. It's beyond opening a portal to something that you can't experience without, taking ayahuasca. Imagine, God or somebody saying, let me just show you this new dimension or
Yeah.
several of them of what's possible in the mind. And you're just like, oh my God, this is insane, to have an experience like this.
Sure.
And part of it is, and I can't confirm this, but is the healing of past traumas, and you're throwing up, you're purging, you feel better afterwards. It's not that I didn't do it because necessarily I'm looking to get healed or anything. For me, it was more of a curiosity and just sort of understanding, a deeper understanding of who are we, what are we doing here, what is all this,
Yeah.
And it's just, if you're somebody who is curious about reality and mysticism and sort of understanding deeper about reality and stuff like that, I think it's fascinating and enlightening in that way. You don't go, I mean, it's definitely still confusing because it's like you're opening into this portal and you're just like, what the hell is all this? This is incredible and crazy and strange, and you know what I'm saying? But it's not like, oh, here's the answer to life.
For sure,
Some people do say, oh, I was told this, and I met Jesus, or I don't know what happens to them. For me, I can't say that I have a lot more clarity about everything, but it gave me a richer feeling about life and what's beyond what we can see.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever,
I've done
you get
like
that with mushrooms
yeah,
or
so
acid.
that's what I was going to ask you. How does it compare to like a super high dose of mushrooms? I don't know if you've ever done.
It's a different almost dimension.
Really?
It's like, mushrooms, you go into in one dimension, which is like, I don't know. It's also mystical. You're in a portal. You're seeing things that are, you could never imagine, but ayahuasca is like even a little bit of a different, each plant has its own almost world or something.
Did you feel like out of body, or was it you're just looking around at stuff?
Kind of, but you're just in another world. You don't even feel a part of your body. You're just almost going into other dimensions with different, patterns. You feel like almost in, and again, and everyone has different experience, but I felt like I was in some kind of strange matrix of patterns that were, and the patterns would sort of tell you stuff in a way, or
how many times did you do it?
You'd have these feelings,
Yeah. How many times did you do it?
I've done it like 7 times.
Really?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been my thing with ayahuasca. I've never done it because I talk to people and they're like, I've done it like 55 times, like literally like 55 times. And I'm like, why would you think somebody would do it that many times?
Well, why would somebody, I don't know. There are people do it for different reasons. Some people, they need to get healed, or they're trying to get to something. They're trying to, it's a medicine. Some of these shamans or people in the Amazon, they're doing it thousands of times, So for them, that's not a big deal. It's just part of daily life. They want to access the spiritual realms, They want to be close to that because there's a lot happening right now that, we're not perceiving, we're not seeing. Some people can be in both worlds at the same time. They can be in this reality, but also experiencing, this spiritual reality at the same time. The question you asked was, why do they need to do it that much? I've also noticed that people can do it 1,000 times and they're still kind of the same, which is, I don't know, are you trying to change so much, or...
I see what you're saying. It's like looking at it from like a cure perspective, where it's like you hear that.
I've seen people get better mostly. Mostly you get better.
That's cool.
Of a person.
That's nice.
Yeah, so if you're somebody that is just like constantly depressed or has negativity, just generally.
Well, Will Smith,
they're better.
After the slap, I think he had done ayahuasca like 30 times.
Really?
I swear to God, he did. He came out of the ayahuasca portal and just slapped Chris Rock right in the face. Wow. I could be. I don't want to be wrong about that, but I read his book and he was like that. He claimed like that was something that came kind of for like the right time for him. But yeah, that makes sense. So it's not like a cure all, but it definitely, because I agree with that. Like with like just doing like mushroom. I've only ever done like mushrooms and acid and stuff.
Have you done it like in a party setting, or more just like, look, I'm going to go deep. I'm going to go on my own. And
I don't like the party setting.
yeah, I don't like that.
Although I took acid at a concert and it was awesome, but that was sick. But but I prefer to like lay down somewhere quiet and do it. That's how I did the mushrooms, and it was awesome.
Yeah,
it's great for me. It's like it's awesome. It really does like shave for me. Like in the experience of it, you're like, oh, I figured it all. When you're in it, you're like, I figured it all out. But in reality, for me, it does like shave edges off slowly. So maybe I answered my own question. That's why I do it 55 times. It does feel like it like shaves off edges slowly. But, you know, it's like a 2%. Like weeks later, once like the afterglow, all that stuff wears off, you're like, oh, I'm still the same, but it has like shaved off a lot. Like the mushrooms,
it works your subconscious, you know, really, and
it helped. The mushrooms helped for me realize how much I didn't realize how neurotic I was. Like I always knew I wasn't like like not neurotic, but when I took those mushrooms, it was like the 5 grams. I like laid in bed, that whole thing, and kind of blindfolded and all that. And the day of, I was like picking out clothes, like, all right, I'm gonna like wear something comfortable. And there was like, I was looking in my closet, and there was like stuff I had gotten a long time ago from Goodwill. And I would look at shirts, and like that could be like a dead guy's shirt. And I was like, I'm not wearing that today. Like I didn't realize. And then when I did it, it was like, it just really just kind of like, I always tell people, it feels like there was like like your own frame of awareness is like a football helmet you can't take off. And it was just like, take it off. And I got to like look at it, and I was like, dude, I'm fucking nuts. And then I was like, oh fuck. And then, but it was good. And then like, or I'd like wake up in the middle of the night to pee, and I'll just get like rushed with the most insane thoughts of like, I got to get back to bed right now if I don't fall back asleep. And it's like, it just kind of like deaded a lot of that stuff, that was like nice.
Yeah.
So.
And it's hard to, sometimes you'll feel like you've got the key to life. It's right there. I figured it out. And then literally like 2 seconds later, you forget what just happened. You forget everything. It's amazing. You have the most incredible experience, and a day later, you just can't remember anything.
Yeah. That's
a weird thing, but it does go into your subconscious.
That's true. And I do think it'll be nice. I've said this before, but it'll be nice for people now who like have to confront death. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you're getting older, it's like, like that's going to be a godsend. Because before it was like, you just had to like smoke cigarettes and like watch TV. And that's like a really gritty way to like die. You know what I mean? To try to like contextualize your death and like come to peace with it. So yeah, I think that'll be a good thing for a lot of people.
I think that like, did you get this sense when you did psychedelics that like somehow this is where you're going, like after you die, like into this kind of dimension, or
I
that
mean,
it kind of would prepare you for?
I didn't get that feeling, honestly. I honestly, I just more so get stuff of like, mine's more about like life, about like, this is just kind of what life is, and blah, blah, blah. But but no, I've heard people say that with DMT, like, oh, like now I know, like.
It did feel like that with ayahuasca, that like somehow that I'd been to that place before, this weird dimension, that I've been there many, many times, And so I do feel like that might be where you're headed,
Yeah, that's plausible. I mean, I agree, man. That's the one thing of like just having some form of religious or spiritual sentimental, whatever, sentimental. I don't even know the words. Sentiments is the word. Just having something to be like, I'm not going to die and rot in the ground for nothing. You know what I mean? Like my life is a meaningless. Like it's so bad for you. And I remember reading. I think it was Carl Jung was saying that like he had. I think that's how AA kind of started, where he met whatever the guy's name was, Bill W. And told the guy was like, dude, I've tried everything to get off alcohol. I don't know what to do. And he was like, yeah, dude, you're like 35. Like if you don't somehow come to grips with like some concept of God, you're toast. And he's like, every person I've ever worked with, that's kind of the X factor. If you're like 40 and you're like, I'm a staunch atheist. He's like, yeah, you're going to be depressed though. So
yeah,
good luck. I
kind of agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or some spirit, some creator, something. I mean, we're here for some reason. I mean,
yeah, it's,
we're
well, it's funny. People like, that's just a childish superstition. It's like, I can face it by myself. It's like, fucking good luck, bro.
Yeah,
I can't, I can't handle that.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, that's cool, man. That's when did you start doing, like, when did that kind of come into the mix?
I think actually during this process of making this film,
that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. But I've always been super scared of it because when I was like 12 years old, I smoked pot, you know, and I totally freaked out and thought I was crazy, and just like for a good 6 months, like I had a panic attack and was still like just in shock. It totally tuned me up, and I was just like, what the hell? You know, it was devastating. And so after that, for like 20 years, I was afraid to do anything. Like, wow, if pot, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so you went from like anything,
nothing for like, you know, I mean, obviously, you know, alcohol and stuff like that, but because, you know, weed was so like insane for me of an experience and shocking. And
what was the bug out like at 12? Because I used to smoke weed when I was younger, and I was chill.
Wow,
it was later.
Like, no, it was. I did do it one time and it was chill, and then I did it again, and I just completely lost it. Like, it was just like a panic attack. I wasn't prepared for the psychedelic aspect of it. I mean, it was just like really, you know, I did a lot of hits, you know, and just everything was like this. And I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going crazy, literally, for whatever. And it was so traumatizing that for months, I was just like, is this real? What is going on? You know?
Yeah.
And no one knew like what to do. They thought I was like crazy. And
you couldn't tell your parents.
But I did tell them.
Did you really?
Because I was just like, you know, I need to go to the hospital. Like, this is
what'd they say?
Something's wrong with me. They had no idea what to do. I mean, gradually it's dissipated. Yeah. But I still never felt like my old self. Mm-hmm. You know, and it really kind of tuned me up and made me feel like very vulnerable.
Yeah.
And
shit, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, and that's crazy.
And so since that point, I was like very terrified of losing my mind, you know. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, I gained enough courage, you know, in the last few years to like, you know, I was just so curious that I wanted to try it, and I kind of started to.
That must have been terrifying, then.
Like, absolute, like, and I think everybody's a little bit terrified of these, you know, these plant medicines or mushrooms because, you know, everyone's afraid of losing their mind, you know.
Yeah. True.
But I think part of it is that's what we kind of need to do. You know, that this world it's
rough.
Yeah.
I've been just for like, you know, was you doing a podcast, you go, I should know like what's the top 10 news stories right now. And I've been like grokking being like, yo, hit me with the top 10 news stories.
Yeah.
So scary. Everything you read is like really bad. Yeah. And it's like, fuck, this is, you know, and it is funny. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, we should just get along, but it's like, it's gotta be something we can do. This is kind of nuts. When you read every story, it's just like, the technology's too good. We can't keep fighting. The technology's too strong. Get into like bioweapons, all this other shit. And it's like, dude, we gotta be nice. That's literally, we're gonna die. Yeah. Like we're all gonna die in like a hot, nasty flash. And it's gonna be pretty sad.
And going back to the movie, I mean, you know, I guess what I learned was that a lot of these indigenous prophecies kind of were all saying the same thing. So for the past like thousands of years, they've been saying, you know, at this time, the world would be going through incredibly difficult place, like cataclysmic kind of things, and that it will be in such a bad place that, you know, we're going to really need indigenous wisdom. Go back to the original, they call it the original order, go back to the origins, you know, of indigenous wisdom and connection to the earth that we're going to need to basically save ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, part of that is connection to, you know, the earth, listening to the earth, listening to all what's going on, and then behaving in the right way. I don't know. It's
I mean, it's fair. Especially when here we're gonna run out of water. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
3/4 of the water, it's all water.
Yeah.
Fucking use it up. But yeah, that's I mean, the thing that freaks me out is I think human beings need a cataclysm. If you're not going to like completely like rock your socks with psychedelics, it's like, well, reality is going to reach a fever pitch so hard that like it's either going to be like a plague. You know, COVID was like a minor, that was like a little bit, but like, I mean, it's nothing like, you know, like the Black Death in Europe. That was like a real kind of rock your socks moment. COVID was like scary, but, you know, it wasn't like, you know, a ton of kids dying. It was still like the elderly, which is like, you know, sucks, but it's not like as gripping, I would say, as like every, 10th kid fucking dying, which is like, maybe we'll never have that again because of medicine, but yeah, it's I do worry that humans need another big old cataclysm to kind of like be like, all right. And that, I think now, like, God knows what that could look like. If it's not a natural disaster, if it's like a man-made cataclysm, that could be rough.
Yeah.
And it's for like, for what? It's like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. The reality is definitely getting weirder and weirder, right now.
Yeah.
In the world. And it's just an understanding reality, understanding, what to believe, that's kind of, these are big themes in my movie too, is just what stories do we choose to believe? What do we believe in this kind of chaos,
Yeah. It's true. Yeah. I just read the news now and I just prayed none of this is true. I hope it's all fake. I hope it's staged to scare me. That's like best case scenario. Then you look at it like, no, these are probably a bunch of psychos fighting and, so
yeah,
we shall see. But Gabe, thank you, brother.
Thank
Dude,
you, man.
and dude, definitely go check out the movie. It's called The Man Who Saves the World? ? And it's, dude, I'm telling you, I liked it so much. As soon as I watched it, I was talking to Brandon. I was like, dude, this shit was awesome. Where'd you get this? So you did a theater run in it, right? You released it in theaters.
Yeah, so we're still in theaters. We're doing basically like a tour, like a comedy, a comedy tour. We're basically, been all over the country, and
so
at the end of the month, we're doing 4 cities. We're doing San Francisco on the 27th, and then Oakland on the 28th, and then Boulder on the 30th.
This is January?
Aspen, January.
Okay. Nice. And then from there, what are the plans? Just keep
so we're kind of building, this grassroots, brand, audience swelling, and then ultimately, it'll be more widely available. But
cool.
Yeah, so we're out there getting the word out and doing these theatrical events.
Nice. What do you have? Do you have anything down the pipe or
We're going to be in Austin, by the way, February 26th.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Nice, man. Do you have any other projects you want to work on? Or
I'm so focused on just taking care of this that it's kind of my main focus right now, is just making sure that this is released well, and then I've got a bunch of other things I'm sort of thinking about.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, dude, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, dude.
Of course. Watch new episodes of Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast on Spotify.
Do it.